success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Welcome to April. April 1st, April Fool's Day. I know I'm getting old because I thought about it like 15 minutes ago. I was like, man, today's April Fool's Day. I haven't come up with anything. There's just too much going on. And the first April, I don't know if I've ever told this story. The first April Fool's Day I ever worked in this business, I did something on air and I got in big trouble. So, yeah, I haven't really done too much with April Fool's Day on the air since I was a young whippersnapper coming out of college in my first job.
There's a handful of April Fool's jokes around the building if you look closely.
Oh, yeah, I saw some Post-its, I guess, something in the
Yes.
country music stations
Yes.
studio over there, and anything else. What else did I miss? Is there other stuff? Or
There is a note that says all employees must moonwalk when leaving the bathroom somewhere. Yeah, but
moonwalk?
yeah, it's a pretty big Post-it as well.
Okay, I missed that one for sure. Have you ever been party J-Dub to any April Fool's shenanigans
Well, you and I are
on the air?
similar in that like we're both only children, right? I think plays into the factor into that. In that, like, I didn't have that mischievous like I need to get over on my siblings kind of thing growing up, so I don't have a big desire. But yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely been some group April Fools. I wouldn't say here on the air live at KCUB, but definitely have been involved in some lighthearted, good fun type of things over the years. Sure.
Oh man, what would be a good April Fool's joke?
Okay, so we got to target.
Well, let me say this. Like the first thing that comes to mind would be like we would get on the air and report an injury to University of Arizona basketball.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stories swirling nationally right now. I think it's pretty easy to pick one that you could like throw out there that would make people pause.
Tommy Lloyd has reportedly signed a deal with the North Carolina Tar Heels to become their new head coach.
That would be so easy. To me, though, it would have to be targeting like someone that you love, right? Because you gotta do it to people. So it's like a good-hearted type of thing. So maybe Dragon Ball, something about Skeens.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It would be about something about Paul Skeens to Dragon Ball. I think would be my first inclination.
Paul Skeens has announced that he and Livy are no longer together.
How about Paul Skeens to the Guardians?
Oh, yes. I would take that.
We could make a fake
heartbeat.
newspaper article with like a nice picture on there and just like link it to Dragon Ball in the chat.
I like that. Paul
That's what we should
Skeens, do. Maybe we can come. I'll have to think about it. Maybe we can come up with a question of the day that has something to do with that. What would be your favorite April Fool's sports related? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. See for a few minutes before we.
Well, LeBron James broke the all-time wins record in NBA history last night, so maybe something along the lines of Michael Jordan's coming back out of retirement again.
So he can get one more win.
So he can break the all-time wins record. He took it personally.
You know what's not an April Fool's joke? The Diamondbacks sweep the Tigers. Wow. How about that?
I mean,
that's not an April Fool's joke. They actually have won 3 straight against Detroit.
Yeah, the pitching today was crazy.
I know. I probably should go get Zach Gallen for my fantasy team because I'm not off to a good start in my fantasy league this year. So my pitching is not that bad. It's my offense that's a little lethargic.
I will
right
say
now.
this. Obviously, you're the baseball expert among us, and I seen Jose Fernandez for one game. That guy's the truth. Like, that guy, as far as
Yeah.
power, speed, and like the whole package in his first game. Woof.
Rookie Jose Fernandez. In fact, let's let you hear his big night last night. Well, since we're talking about it, I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, he got his first hit in the bottom of the second.
Bouncer to third. Colt Keith. Close at first, and he's safe. One plate appearance, one base hit for the big leaguer, Jose Fernandez.
Yeah, for a big guy, he can scoot down that line, long striding through the bag.
I mean, yeah, that's a great way to get your first hit in the big leagues. And the hits kept coming, and they got bigger and bigger.
Jose Fernandez, welcome to the Major Leagues. That's the way it went this spring for Fernandez. Everything was hard hit off the bat. And he's got his first big league home run. He's 2 for 2. Let him enjoy his moment. Big season last year at AA Amarillo. He has shot up the charts on the Diamondbacks prospect list. And he's making his first major league start tonight. He's 2 for 2 with a single and a home run.
Now, when he hit that home run last night, the Diamondbacks were down 5-1. Well, 5-zip. That made it 5-1. So they were trying to mount a comeback. That comeback would continue with a big eighth inning. Corbin Carroll is back off of his broken hamate bone, and he would get things going.
Torey Lovello has had some help, but he's invented a word. It's called team ability. You've seen the T-shirts. Team ability, which he defines as the unification of an entire team. And he wants this club, he says, to have a wild dog mentality. Because there's a relentlessness, he says, to wild dogs. Corbin takes a bite. Hand drives it to right. Hits off the wall. The can is home. Lawler will score. They'll stop Cattell. Corbin drives in 2. And the Wild Dogs are barking.
I like it.
Wild Dogs, he says, they wear you down and they tire you out. And it was a long offensive drought, but they found their legs here in the 8th. 109 miles an hour off the bat.
Bro, like the Wild Dog talking to Corbin takes a bite.
Yeah. There you go. You got to line up the team phrases with a chance to put them into the broadcast.
I just thought it was so perfect because he was talking about the T-shirts, talking about the Wild Dogs, and then Corbin with the two scores 2 runs with that double, getting the Diamondbacks back into it. But Corbin takes a bite. You can't do better than that.
Team ability. How about
Team
that?
ability.
Team ability right now.
Don't we have enough made-up words already? You can ask my question. Do you?
Well, hey, if it brings the bonding of the team together, then I'm all about team ability for sure. So 5-3, 2 on. How about the rookie at the plate again?
Fernandez hits a high fly ball deep to left field, and it's gone. He did it. The kid did it, and they grab the lead. Wow! They're not the answer backs. They're the drama backs. Unbelievable.
Really. I mean, we talked before the ball game how composed and confident he appears in that batter's box. He looks like he's right at home, and he has proven it tonight.
The drama backs, I don't know if that one's going to hold. The answer backs, that kind of held throughout the entire season last year, but something tells me I don't know about the drama backs.
Answer backs actually works because it's similar to the Diamondbacks, but it means answering back late into the innings, right? I mean, it's a twofold meaning phrase, so it definitely works. Drama backs is not that.
How about this? So Jose Fernandez, rookie, hit 2 home runs yesterday. He is just the 7th player since 1900 to hit 2 home runs in his major league debut. 7th player. to ever do that. And it's happened twice already this season. He's the second player to do it this season, joining the young slugger Chase DeLauder from my Cleveland Guardians, who did it in his first. And the interesting thing about Chase DeLauder, the Tribe's young rookie phenom, who got hurt last night, of course, because that's how our luck goes, fouled the ball off of his ankle, is he actually played in the postseason last year. So his actual major league debut was during the postseason. So when he played in his first game the other day, it was his actual first regular season game. So it's kind of weird. I mean, you don't often see something like that where a guy is making his, quote, major league debut, because postseason stats don't count in your career totals. So he had not played in a major league regular season game, but he had played in major league postseason games the prior season. So that was a very interesting twist to that part of this story.
My favorite, speaking of stories, my favorite on this list is Trevor Story. Because he had 2 home runs in his debut.
Yes.
And followed that up with home runs in his first 4 games.
Right. Exactly.
4-game stretch to start your career with a home run in each game. But yeah, Jose Fernandez, I mean, you just look at the guy at the plate, quick hands and a lot of power in behind that swing. And the most impressive thing to me, DK, was not the 2 home runs. It was beating out that infield single in the second inning. I mean, He's got some wheels. So you don't see guys like that at that height and that size with that kind of power generally be able to move like that. So really impressive debut.
I forget what Shelley Duncan.
He had a stretch, with
Canyon
the Yankees,
Del Oro High School and University of Arizona. He had some crazy homer stretch to begin his career. I'll have to go back and look that up. I think he hit like 7 home runs in his first 5 or 6 games or something crazy like that he had when he came up with the Yankees in 2007. So, yeah, the sluggers galore can sometimes do special things early in their careers.
Yeah, it says here 6 in his first 163 plate appearances. Home runs in consecutive games. I remember that, though. I thought it was something like 7 games.
Yeah, I thought it was he hit a bunch of home runs right off the bat. I'll have to see if I can find that during our next break. But, so DeLauder he came up a little bit short. He hit home runs in his first 2 games or 3 games, but not the 4th game. He did not get the 4th game, which is the record by Trevor Story. The other guys on that list, JP Arancibia did it in 2010, Mark Quinn in 99, and then you go back. Bert Campaneris, there's a name for you. Bert Campaneris did it in 1964.
How come parents aren't naming their kids Bert anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe does that have anything to do with Ernie and Bert? And
it's just not a name you hear. I mean, you hear a lot of crazy names made up these days, but Bert is not one of them.
Bert is not one of them, no. Bob Neiman also was the first player to do it in 1951. 2 home runs in your major league
What
debut.
exactly are the Salons? That's what I want to know.
The Salons.
Yeah, Charlie Riley was the first in 1889, and he did it for the Salons.
The Salons. Were they doing hair back in the day?
I mean, some of the sponsorships from the early days of Major League Baseball are pretty amazing. To be fair,
it's like that commercial. It's like the commercial where the guy names his kids he gets his kids sponsored. Have you seen that one? Like his kids are graduating from 8th grade or something.
Right. Yeah.
And the daughter's name is like. Cactus Auto Shop or something.
Right. Yeah.
One of I just threw one of our sponsors out there. Now I'll be in trouble. Why did you say Cactus? Why didn't you say somebody else? It was the first one that came to my mind.
Apparently, it was the Columbus Salon.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, apparently.
There you go. Baseball invented in Ohio. I love it. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right, we're going to talk Arizona basketball with you today. We'll get into it throughout the show, but mostly later in the show. Matt Muehlbach is scheduled to join us in the 5 o'clock hour. Matt was supposed to be on the show with us yesterday, but we had to reschedule him for today. So we'll talk some U of A hoops with Matt Muehlbach. Also, Arizona men's basketball as they try to win a national championship. Not the only championship basketball team here in Southern Arizona. We had the Pima ladies in town here last week. But last year, U of A's adaptive basketball program won the national championship, and they're hosting the national tournament this year. It actually begins today here in Tucson. And I believe they're going to be, and we'll get into they've announced the University of Arizona, and we'll talk about this in our next segment. The University of Arizona has announced that there's going to be a game watch party at McKale Center on Saturday night for the national semifinals. We'll give you all the details on that, and I believe that Peter Hughes and his crew are going to be involved in that event. You see them often once or twice during the men's basketball season, women's basketball season. At home games, they'll play at halftime, sometimes before the games. I know one year they were a part of the red-blue game.
Back in the 80s, my first experiences going to McKale in the early 80s, you would see them half the season. Yeah. Half of the home games in McKale during halftime, they would have the wheelchair basketball teams out there on the court. It was awesome.
Well, guess what? They're really good now. And both the men and the women are really good, but they're winning national titles. So Peter Hughes, he heads up all that. He's the athletics director over at Arizona Adaptive Athletics. We will chat with him about that huge event that is happening here in Southern Arizona this weekend, coinciding with the Final Four. We'll be on the road starting tomorrow. We'll dive into all that as well. We really won't be on the road. Officially, the flight leaves at 11:59, so technically we'll be on the road tonight.
So coffee or take a nap?
Tomorrow's, I think I got a 3-hour flight to Charlotte. I'm going to try to get as much sleep on that flight as I can. My eyes will probably be shut as soon as I get on the plane, because there's not going to be a lot of sleep tomorrow. So we'll hit the ground running. Luckily, we're fortunate, the Wildcats, because initially I thought we were going to miss the U of A availability on Thursday, because the way they had written the initial schedule out, I thought they were going to be in the first game or the first team, because it said the high seed. Even though they're the high seed, the schedule came out with basically the first game participants going first and the second game participants going second. And so the Wildcats are actually the last team that will talk tomorrow. So we'll get there in plenty of time to have open locker room and all of that for you tomorrow in Indianapolis, going through Cincinnati to get to Indianapolis. All right, DK on the sports tip. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. We'll tell you about the game watch party coming up at McKale Center. We'll get you set as well for what's happening with the Arizona Adaptive Athletics coming up this week here in Tucson. Right now, cricket's got everything you need to know, traffic and weather, getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. And weather together. Some slowdowns on Alverdon, both directions at Grant. Travel at that intersection down to 1 lane each direction due to road work. Slowdown southbound Campbell at Grant. Also backups on Grant Road westbound approaching I-10. 56, the overnight low, mostly sunny. 85 tomorrow and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Capital One. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase with the Capital One Venture X business card. Big purchasing power means you can spend more and earn more. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
5 Final Fours.
9 seconds left. Can you believe it? Yes, you can. We'll see you in Indy on Saturday.
We are your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me.
Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were a million miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Rats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-608-0955. 800-608-0955. 800-608-0955.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals?
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, they are opening the doors at McHale Center for you to have a chance to watch your Arizona Wildcats in the Final Four. This will be on Saturday. A watch party. This had been rumored, and it has come to fruition. A chance for you to gather. I guess it's going to be, we could just say it's going to be the biggest sports bar in the city coming up this weekend. Your chance to watch the Wildcats. Now, this is a free event. Our gates are going to open at 4:30 to the arena. Tip-off is scheduled for, now they're saying, I've seen a number of times, 5:49. Now they're saying 5:54 probably will be the start time on the game. But for the most part, 6 o'clock is the show. All right, so it's a free event, but you do need to RSVP for this event. You must RSVP for this event. So we'll get a story up a little bit later on the website, hopefully, and we'll have a link for you, or I'll see if I can just put this link out on our Twitter account, the link where you can RSVP for this event. There's going to be concessions available, obviously. Fans were encouraged to park in the Cherry Garage. That will cost you. The parking is not free. The event is free. The parking costs $9. So $9 before 5 o'clock. But if you come after 5 o'clock, the parking apparently is only going to be $5. So there you go. Surface lots around the arena are going to be free. of charge, and those will be available on a first-come, first-serve basis. So there you go. Watch party coming up Saturday night at McHale Center. Did they do that last time? And have they done that for past Final Fours? Opened up McHale for watch parties?
I'm trying to think. I was going to ask you if you've ever done that. Was my question. In an actual arena when the team's on the road.
Yeah,
right?
no. I've never watched a championship game in an arena. Now, what they used to do in Cleveland they would have an outdoor. There was this like an outdoor amphitheater,
right?
And they would put the baseball games on there during when the Indians were in the postseason in the '90s and that kind of thing. So I've been to a similar event like that. But I've never been to an inside event per se.
I do not remember 25 years ago if they had McHale open for that. I don't think they had the video. I mean, the video board has changed quite a bit since then, right?
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's real nice. Yeah,
absolutely. You're watching it on the biggest TV that you're going to find for sure. And again, it's really about, you'll have a chance to be with your brethren. That's going to be the most fun thing.
Yeah, I mean, come on. There's no better feeling than being a part of a cheer after a giant fast break dunk at McHale when Arizona goes up by 10 and forces the opponents to cause a timeout, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, there's like a palpable feeling if you've been in McHale for one of those moments. This will be no different. It's just that you're going to be watching the game on the TV, but surrounded by Arizona fans and all, reveling in that moment.
There's going to be all kinds of, obviously, heightened police presences all throughout the downtown area and the campus area. So just be mindful of all of that when you're out and about on Saturday. If you're going to be watching the game out here in the downtown area or the campus area, to be mindful that those things are going to be happening on Saturday.
Yeah, there's always a lot of knuckleheads that don't have any interest in sports that just use it as an excuse to get out and cause some chaos.
Rabble-rousers.
Yes.
As we like to call them. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program, 520-848-1290. So, again, RSVP to this event. We had some people that tried to get on earlier, and it was like 15 minutes. Like, I just clicked on the link right now, and it's only 1 minute. I would imagine that they can only sell, like, whatever the capacity is. So, what's this capacity at McHale? 12.5 or 14.5 or something of that nature. So, but we've not heard that it's anywhere close to being sold out or anything of that nature. So if you hit the button right now, it says you can get on in about a minute to try to RSVP and reserve seats for that event. And again, my understanding, we're going to talk Arizona Adaptive Athletics here coming up later in this hour. They are also going to be involved in this event. Coming up, we'll chat with Peter Hughes and ask him about that, what they've got going on. Also, we want to announce there's been a change. Well, this is not so much for anything that's happening here in town, but the Arizona softball series this weekend, the ladies are going on the road for a long time. They've got 3 straight series on the road, so they're going to play their next 9 games away from Hillenbrand Stadium. But there's bad weather throughout the Midwest. There was my wife is back home in Ohio right now, and they had horrible thunderstorms yesterday, tornado warnings. She said the sirens went off yesterday. She was down in the basement for a period of time. A lot of the places around town lost power and whatnot. So there's been, the weather has warmed up quickly in a lot of areas in the Midwest and whatnot, maybe quicker than it normally has, and that always creates these very tornadic circumstances in terms of the weather. And so there is bad weather forecasted for Ames, Iowa this weekend. So they're actually moving this series. It was supposed to be, I believe, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. Now it's going to be a Sunday, Monday series for Arizona softball. They're going to play 2 games on Sunday on Easter and 1 game on Monday. Generally, as we had talked about yesterday, they try to not play games on Easter. But due to the bad weather in the Ames area, they're going to be forced to do that to get this series in.
How do these first pitch times work? Because it says here April 5th, Sunday, 11 a.m. is game 1.
Right.
1 p.m. is game 2. Like, how do you get an entire game in and then get both the teams back in the clubhouse and then back out on the field to start the next game in just 2 hours?
Yeah,
that seems a little short.
Yeah, that's probably more of an estimate. I think the second time is probably more of an estimate. But yeah, these games. I just was looking at some of the game times on Arizona softball this season, and they've been going around 130, 140. I mean, they've had a couple of games maybe in the 2-hour range, but the games have actually been pretty quick, which is good. That's one of the reasons why we always love softball. It's a very quick sport. They go through their 7 innings a lot faster than the boys do. That's for sure.
The ball doesn't have to travel as far from the hand to the home plate.
That's true.
That's part
true.
of it.
Speaking of the boys, they did not fare well last night. Stuck around for. I guess I got out of there right before the kind of fell apart. I stayed for the first 3 innings, and then West Virginia scored 3 runs in the 4th inning. The young man, Jack LaFlamme, who we talked about on the show yesterday, freshman who was getting the start, only pitched 2 innings, and it was kind of odd. I was like, man, he looked like he was a little shaky in the first inning, had a couple walks, couldn't find the plate, worked out of jams in both of the innings that he pitched, and then didn't come out for the 3rd inning. And I was like, well, that was short because I know he pitched 4 last Tuesday against Grand Canyon. But apparently, according to Torey Lavello, after the game, he was not feeling quite right, was Jack LaFlamme, and so they shut him down after 2 innings. So that's all the Arizona.
Chip Hale.
Yeah, that's all the Arizona baseball team needs is more injuries. So let's hope Jack LaFlamme, there's nothing.
Well, you're just
serious
talking
with
about weather in the Iowa area. When it rains, it pours sometimes.
Is it you have video? I mean, like you see that it's actually
No,
pouring
I just
or
mean
no?
injuries will stack up. But just
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
seasons just seems like you lose your All-American closer before the year starts, and just kind of pick up nagging injuries along the way.
Yeah, it's been that type of year. But the Devil people are coming to town this weekend, so that'll be another thing that'll be happening here in Southern Arizona this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be that series, and we will have broadcasts on 2 of those games. We'll have the broadcasts Thursday and Friday coming up for Arizona baseball and their home series against the Sun Devils. Sun Devils won the first game up in Tempe, the non-conference game. These will be the 3 Big 12 games. And so, again, if you're going to get right, or if you're going to try to start to get right, why not get right against your rivals for sure? Carson McIntyre, though, hit a home run in the game last night. In fact, let's hear Carson McIntyre's home run there, Jim.
McIntyre, the Oregon State transfer. High fly ball left field, drifting back to the warning track to the wall and running out of room. Kiss it goodbye. Carson McIntyre with a 2-run home run. It's CMAC's 6th home run on the season, and Arizona leads it 2-0.
That's our guy, Darren Sutton, with the call last night on ESPN Plus. So that actually gave the Wildcats that 2-zip lead. That was the bottom of the 2nd. But then, as I said, West Virginia got 2 in the 3rd, and that was when I checked out. Then they got 3 more in the 4th and 2 more in the 5th to quickly go up 7-2 on their way to a 7-4 victory over the Wildcats, who have now lost 4 in a row and fall to 9-19 on the season. That's a good West Virginia club, though. They're ranked 13th in the country, and so it was going to be an uphill battle for the Wildcats anyway. ASU will come in here as the 25th ranked team in the country. So we'll see how.
Fraternity and sorority night, DK.
Oh, yeah. There were a lot of, I guess there was some, the ex-big leaguers.
Yeah,
were
that was the
there
last night. Major League
Yeah.
Pro Cats night was last night.
Yeah, Ron Hassey was in the house, I heard, and a couple of the other guys, and they were celebrating a lot of the current major leaguers up on the scoreboard. I was watching a little bit of some baseball over the weekend. Rob Refsnyder still remains the lone member of the 2012 club that is still playing in the big leagues. He is. It just seems like every year he finds himself a new situation, and now he's with the Seattle Mariners. Is Rob Refsnyder? So he just continues to carve out space. He has played, let's see, Rob Refsnyder has played for how many teams in the big leagues? When it's interesting, he's actually only played for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's only actually played for 7 teams in the big leagues, but he's been with other teams that he didn't play in the big leagues for. Like he was in camp with the Diamondbacks 1 year, did not make the Diamondbacks roster, and then ended up, I believe, going to the Reds, was in the Reds minor league system for a number of years, and then he went to camp with Cleveland one year, so he's been with at least 10 different franchises, having played with 7 of those 10 in the big
I feel like there's 3 tiers in Major League Baseball. You got the Jeter tier, which is the guys who stay with one franchise for 15 years. And then you've got the guys who are all-stars or borderline anyway, who are part of that trade deadline talk and often get moved for each other. And then you've got the Refschneiders of the world who are just seemingly, DK, on a different Major League Baseball club every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, he's making $6 million though this year at 35 years old. I think that's the biggest contract I think that he's ever had in the big leagues. So, and he's coming off a pretty good solid year last year with the Boston Red Sox that allowed him to get that free agent deal. So we'll kind of keep an eye on him. I mean, last year, let me see what the numbers were.
2.1 last year.
Yeah, he played. He had 269.
I meant
last year.
Salary.
Yeah, 2.1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 269 last year, had 9 homers and 30 RBI. So not a great power year, but the last 2 years with Boston, he hit above 269, and that's kind of most of his career. I mean, he's only a career 254 hitter, so he's hit the ball a whole lot better the last 2 seasons than he has at any point in his career. 35 years old, Rob Refschneider, the last remaining player from that 2012 national championship team that was coached here by Andy Lopez. Made his major league debut all the way back in 2015. So there you go. A lot of service time for Rob Refschneider. Over 1,300 games in the big leagues. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. When we come back, we're going to talk some Arizona Adaptive Athletics with Peter Hughes. We'll get you set for the national championships, which are going to be happening here in Tucson starting today. Cricket is getting you home right now every 20 minutes on the 5s, as she does with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collisions reported La Cholla near Wetmore, La Cholla. To the south of Wetmore, crash Grant Road near Oracle. On Grant Road to the west of Oracle, expect westbound slowing. Also some slowing for both directions on Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells. 56, the overnight low, mostly sunny, 85 tomorrow, 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Capital One. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase with the Capital One Venture X business card. Big purchasing power means you can spend more and earn more. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. We've been proud corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics for nearly 6 decades, and we've seen a lot of the Wildcat Championship drives. We're also proud to be the locals' choice for tires and automotive repair. Our 14 award-winning locations have helped thousands of Arizonans get to and from work, home, school, and every other desert destination since 1960. At Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we know the difference in your next winning drive might come down to a split-second decision behind the wheel, a single defensive stop, or an amazing fast break down the lane. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to give you and your vehicle the assist you need with the most affordable tires and guaranteed quality automotive repairs, backed by our Arizona-proof protection, to make sure you have a winning drive every day. Find out more at jackfurriers.com, or you can call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by today. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Inside with Chris Van Vliet. Hey, I'm Chris Van Vliet. Behind the scenes conversations with the biggest names in pro wrestling and beyond.
How did you know you weren't going to kill Hornswoggle with that move?
I didn't.
That fall with Suicide. I don't know how you survived.
Yeah, luck. And special live coverage of the biggest professional wrestling event of the year.
If you've ever wanted to know where the best place to watch WrestleMania is, right here. I've got a live show there, Insight Live, on the Thursday night.
Pro wrestling at its best.
Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Follow and listen on your favorite platform. See you there.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 321-4100.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The U.S. men's national team lost to Portugal 2-0 on Tuesday night. The result is off the heels of the U.S. men's national team losing to Belgium 5-2 on Saturday. The U.S. men's national team has never been more talented with players playing in Europe professionally. Is this team good enough to get out of group play? Do they have the heart to compete? Time is running out for them to figure it out. I'm Chris Black.
Furnished by IntelliBrands. Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Get an Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact. Improve your flexibility and balance, strengthen and tone your legs.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better, and it makes me feel stronger too.
My circulation is moving. I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
It's so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. And for a limited time, get a free upgrade to our deluxe bundle with a faster motor, sport mat, and wireless remote. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-2013 or biglou.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. DK on the sports tip. Arizona Wildcats getting set to play in the Final Four. So we will be leaving tonight on a red-eye, flying to Cincinnati by way of Charlotte, and then driving to Indianapolis, where we will begin coverage tomorrow. So we'll do DK on the sports tip tomorrow and Friday from Indianapolis, where it's going to be 3 hours ahead. So it'll be 6 to 9. That's going to be interesting. But we're going to be on a Radio Row, kind of a mini Radio Row. I've never been to Radio Row at the Super Bowl. We've never done that here since I've come back. It's usually right in the middle of the basketball season, and it's really, since we are not in an NFL town.
It's because you're not hawking supplements, DK. Why would you go to Restaurant Row for the Super Bowl?
Exactly. Hey, man, I'm at that point in my life where I probably need a few supplements or something. You know, you never know.
It's just got like every single guest, without fail, every guest on Restaurant or on Radio Row for NFL
sponsoring something,
selling something,
selling or sponsoring something. For sure. So, yeah, I think there's only going to be a handful of Cumulus and stations. Obviously, Cumulus owns Westwood One, the network that has the rights to the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments. And so we'll be huddled with a few of our brethren there in an area where we can do some radio and talk about everything that is happening. I've not been to Indianapolis in a long time. I covered the NFL back in the early part of the century. And so I went to Indianapolis twice for the Combine that happens there every year in February, but I've not. So the last time I think I went to the Combine there was actually right before I left Ohio in 2005. So it's been about 21 years since the last time I was in Indianapolis. So if you know what's happening, you know any good places there, let me know, because I definitely would like to. There's a ton of events, that are happening. If you are going this weekend, there is a lot to do. In fact, I'm going to just tell you about some of the things you can do this weekend if you are going to this to the Final
If you're
Four.
a fan.
But
not if you're a player.
Exactly. Because as we found out yesterday, and in fact, let's see. Do we have that cut from Tommy
I do. Let me grab it.
When he talked about the difference between the Final Four as a fan and the Final Four as a participant. But you've got the Final Four. So there's a music fest that's going on for 3 straight days. This is at the American Legion Mall. It's an outdoor music fest. So Friday is the AT&T Block Party. So here are some of the groups. Here are the groups that are going to be performing at the music fest. 21 Pilots. I don't know much about. I've heard of 21 Pilots. I don't know any of their songs. Keshi. I don't think that's Kesha. I think that's Keshi, maybe somebody else. Joey Valance and Bray. Those will be the artists on Friday. Saturday, it's called Coca-Cola Live. Different sponsor every day. That's how these things work. You've got Zach Brown Band. That's country music, right? Wasn't he here for the Cochise Festival, Zach Brown Band? That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds.
Russell Dickerson, Raven Lene, and Breland. Again, I know I've heard of Zach Brown Band. I've not heard of any of those other artists. Capital One Jam Fest, that's what they're calling it on Sunday, Easter Sunday. Post Malone, I've heard of him. Megan Maroney, I've heard of her. Dominic Fike, is he a musician, or that's not that comedian kid, is it? The Dominic Fike, I don't know. I'm not. That name sounds familiar, but I don't know if that's a musician or a comedian. So that's one of the events, or three of the events. It's the music festival on 3 separate days.
I got Tommy for
All right,
you.
let's hear what Tommy talked about yesterday, the difference between the Final Four as a participant and Final Four as a fan.
My message to our guys was, pretty simple. Like, the Final Four is an event, but it's an event for the fans, and we're the participants. So our experience is going to be a little different. And if you want to experience the Final Four as a fan, either, you play for a team that didn't make it there, or you can go when you're older, in the future. And so we're going to go in with a business-like approach. And, we're going, and, obviously the goal would be to win a another 4-team tournament, and the only way you win a 4-team tournament is you try to find a way to win your first game, and we know that's going to be an incredible challenge.
There you go. So that is the difference there. If you want to go hang out and be a fan, then go back later. Right now, we are here on business. Wildcats left at a little after 9. They're supposed to leave at 9:45. I think they were a little behind schedule, but it was a really good crowd out there to send the Wildcats off to Indianapolis earlier this morning. Our guy Chop was out there, Pork Chop from Kim FM. He got a bunch of. I'll play you some of the. He got some folks saying "Go Cats." We'll play you maybe some of that coming up later in the show as well. You've got the Music Fest, March Madness Music Festival. You've got Fan Fest, Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One. That's going to be at the Indiana Convention Center. So there'll be interactive games, celebrity and athlete appearances, fan activations. That is free for Capital One card members. I'm a Capital One card member, so I guess I can get into that event for free there. That's cool.
The Music Fest free too, by the way.
Yeah. I think most of these events are free, except for the game is not free.
The game is far from free.
The game is not. Well, in fact, have you seen what the ticket price? We talked about that yesterday. I think the ticket prices. Let's we'll just have to. In the next break, we'll hop on StubHub and see what the price is.
If you have like a ho-hum, this is not, I don't meant this to be disrespectful to Shockers fans out there, DK, but when Wichita State is in the Final Four, it's not expected. But when you have the teams that are in this year's Final Four, and you're talking about the name recognition of the 4 schools involved, and there's been a bit of a time between Arizona's last trip, Illinois' last trip. We've seen UConn, but Michigan hasn't had a ton of success recently, right? That always draws big interest, and so those prices on the secondary market, you'll just see those numbers, climb and climb and climb and climb, because there's a lot of Arizona fans, who were born the last time that Arizona was in the Final Four, and similar, for Illinois, some other, obviously Michigan's run this year. So no doubt the prices, I'm sure by the end of the day, when all the smoke clears, the prices for this year's Final Four have to be among the highest in modern memory.
Wow. That's you're going to spend some money. You're going to spend some money for sure. But did you see the ratings? It's been one of the highest watched tournaments.
Yeah,
in quite a long time.
Well, like generally Americans like an underdog story or a dominant, dynastic type story, right? And then there's always that cliff. So nobody wants to see Steph make another 3. They've seen it before, right? But when they win their first title and their second title, everybody's rooting for the Warriors except for the team that's playing them, and then it all comes back down. But this year's, you talk about the story of the Michigan Wolverines season to date, the Arizona Wildcats season to date, UConn, being to 3 Final Fours in the last 4 years and back-to-back titleists, and obviously Illinois is the kind of the outlier, but Illinois had a great year as well. So I think the Michigan-Arizona poll, who's the better team, Michigan or Arizona, was the conversation all through November, December, and January, DK.
Right.
So we've been having this talk for a long time. So the fact that they get to match up in one of the semifinals, of course there's a ton of interest. 2 just generationally great teams.
And this is interesting, the first time ever that all 4 NCAA basketball men's champions are going to be crowned in the same city. The Division I, Division II, Division III, and NIT championships are all going to be played in Indianapolis this weekend. So if you are a basketball junkie, that whoever decided to do that, that's probably a pretty good idea. Just get everybody in one place and play all the championships, so you can see them all in the same spot, including the NIT. Who's in the NIT championship? I don't even know.
So it's Lucas Oil, Gamebridge, and Hinkle.
Okay.
Is what I'm seeing. Okay. NIT's in Hinkle. Division 2 and 3 are in Gamebridge Fieldhouse. And then obviously Lucas Oil Stadium for the Division 1 men's Final Four.
So the NIT, so the semifinals in the NIT, it's going to be New Mexico and Tulsa. My boys, Illinois State, are going to play against Auburn. So that'll be Thursday. And then the final for that, I believe, is Sunday or Friday. It doesn't say. Okay, so that's the Final Four that you've got there for the NIT. So cool. ISU is going to be there. I got some of my people that are going to be in Indianapolis. Very close for them. Very close. It's 2 hours from University of Illinois. So it's a very close drive for them as well. Michigan, obviously, very close as well. So we'll have to see. We may be kind of outnumbered this weekend.
I don't know, man. There's been a lot of savings accounts piling up interest for the past 25 years for Arizona Wildcat fans. So,
oh man,
they do travel quite well. I'm sure you'll hear some loud U of A chants at some points during the game.
All right, so so a few more things. So we got the Fan Fest. That's April 3rd through the 6th. That's at the Convention Center if you're going. Free for Capital One members. 2026 Final Four ticket holders also can get in there. You've got Final Four Friday, which is the open practices at Lucas Oil Stadium. That's a free public event, and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game will be played that day as well. So the practice schedule, the doors open there at 10 o'clock on Friday. Illinois will go first at 11, then UConn at noon, Michigan practices at 1, and Arizona will be on the floor at 2 o'clock. And then, that'll be Friday.
You know what starts today?
Ooh, what starts
today? The Crown.
Oh, the Crown. There you go.
Are you excited?
I did.
Let's see. 19 and 15, 17 and 15, 16 and 16, 15 and 17.
Those are the records?
Those are the win-loss records for the teams involved, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big names, though. That's Oklahoma, Colorado, and Baylor, Minnesota. Minnesota with 15 wins and 17 losses, taking on 16 and 16 Baylor tonight at 7:30 in the Crown.
Hey,
MGM Grand Garden Arena.
NIL money on the line for those kids. So
it's a big pool, right? Yeah.
They're going to play hard for sure. Put some money in your pocket if you can win a few more basketball games with your fellas. All right, DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. If you'd like to get in on the program, we'll continue to go over everything that's happening in Indianapolis. Make sure we get you set for those of you that are heading out there. When are you leaving? How are you getting there? I know some people are driving. A lot of people are flying. Well, those would be the only two ways you could get there. I don't think you can sail anywhere to get to Indianapolis, but they do have some cool rivers that go through the city. I don't know if they have a river walk or anything, but there is kind of like a river that goes right down through
You could take a train, but you would have to have left like 8 days ago, I think.
Yeah. You could take a train. My mom would love that. She's been wanting to take a train for a long time.
It is 1,695 miles.
1,695 miles.
Yeah, it says here 24 hours and 46 minutes will get you there.
Okay, that's it. It's only one day. There you go, one day. All right, much more coming up for you in the 4 o'clock hour. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions La Cholla south of Wetmore, Valencia and Cardinal, a hit and run wreck. Ina westbound approaching Camino de la Tierra, collision there and also slowing. Westbound Grant Road west of Oracle closed due to a big collision. And just a heads up for potential alternate routes, a lot of backups both directions on Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells, backups westbound Speedway approaching I-10. 56, the overnight low, mostly sunny, 85 tomorrow and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Capital One. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase with the Capital One Venture X business card. Big purchasing power means you can spend more and earn more. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slide it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-2013 or biglou.com.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Goodfellasac.com.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. Call 321-4100. That's 321-4100. Or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Andrew and Amy Dobbins here.
Owners of Intelligent Design Solar, Plumbing, and Air.
At Intelligent Design, we believe in the glory of an intelligent designer.
Did you know you have 60,000 miles of blood vessels in your body? Your aorta is about the size of a garden hose, and the smallest capillaries are 1/10 the size of a human hair. It's an amazing plumbing system designed to feed and nurture every cell in your body, and it can grow and repair itself as needed.
Wow, that's some intelligent design right there.
The plumbing in your house can't repair itself, so when it fails, there's usually a mess.
Ugh, that's not some intelligent design right there.
That means you have to pay attention to little warning signs like dripping faucets, toilets running, slow drains, and running out of hot water too soon. Next time one of those things happens, remember to call Intelligent Design. We'll get it fixed in a heartbeat.
Hey, I see what you did there.
When your house feels like hell and not heaven, call 888-8787.
Call us for plumbing fixes or find us online at iDesignAC.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
You know, all of the alums are just on a high for Arizona men's basketball. We've had a few on the show this week. We've chatted with Corey Williams, Matt Muehlbach this week. I'm sorry, we're going to chat with Matt Muehlbach today. We chatted with Corey Williams earlier in the week. We chatted with our guy AJ Bramlett yesterday on the show, celebrating the 29th anniversary of the national championship win. It was also the 25th anniversary of the national semifinal win, which was, the last time the Wildcats won a game in the Final Four, getting to that title game against Duke, beating Michigan State. That was March 31st, 2001.
I kind of look at it like this, DK. I mean, I was there for the first one, and the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one. That was, 4 years apart, 3 years apart, and then 5 years apart. So there's a bit of a passing of the torch, right? So you had a senior class in their final go around, make a deep run in the NCAA tournament, and then you might have some early tournament issues for a year or two, and then eventually that freshman class they found their way to the Final Four. And then that happened again every 4 years. And so it was almost like okay, it's your turn, guys. Let me teach you what I know. Always listen to Coach Olson and Coach Roz and so forth and so on. And I think a lot of the alums you hear now are just so ecstatic for this group and for this coaching staff, for making a run to the Final Four, because it seems so inevitable that every 4 or so years Arizona would be back there. And yet here we are. There's people who have graduated from the U of A that weren't born, right? The people graduated last year from the U of A weren't born when Arizona was in the Final Four in 2001. So it's been so long. The excitement you hear from all those alums, especially those guys who did make a run to the Final Four in a Wildcat uniform, they're just so proud of this year's team and this year's coaching staff. And who knows? They're trying to hope that trend of every 4 years starts back up again.
Two guys, obviously, who helped start this program on the trains to the Final Four, Steve Kerr and Tom Tolbert, part of that 1988 team. So apparently they were on was it a podcast together, J-Dub?
Yeah, so Tom Tolbert famously was a radio personality in the Bay Area for the last 30 years.
For our company, Cumulus.
Yes, and he's no longer with that company.
No.
So now he can say whatever the heck he wants to.
He's not one of us anymore, unfortunately. Well, he's always one of us.
If you do go and listen to Mr. Tom Tolbert, you might hear a bad word or two. But I think he broadcasts out of his house, and he always has some great guests, and obviously he played for 8-9 years in the NBA, played up there with the Warriors, so he's got a lot of great stories, always brings on former teammates and friends, but whenever he can, he always has his U of A alumni buddies on, and they always reminisce and talk about the good old days.
So let's hear a little bit of Tom and Steve Kerr talking about the upcoming game for the Wildcats against Michigan, as well as what Tommy Lloyd had to say on the court after the game Saturday after beating Purdue about their Hall of Fame head coach.
I love that it's old school basketball. They really own the paint. They don't really turn it over. They take care of the ball, and they don't really shoot many threes. And it kind of goes against the modern basketball philosophy. Yeah, Tommy's kind of old school. They're pounding everybody inside, scoring 1 million paint points, controlling the game at the foul line and defensively. They may meet their match, though, in Michigan. That team is enormous.
Ooh, man.
And they do shoot threes. So
they do.
I'm a little nervous about the matchup, but really excited that we're in the Final Four for the first time in 25 years. It's awesome.
It really is going to be a hell of a basketball game. I'm really, really excited. A little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to see him get to the finals. But, boy, this is going to be a battle royale.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing game, and kind of reminds me a little bit, hopefully a better outcome. But when we played Oklahoma in '88, both teams were 35-2 and number 1 and number 2 in the country, and playing in the semi instead of the final. And so if you're on the other side of your UConn or Illinois, I think it's you got a chance if you can sneak through and get to that final. After the brawl on Saturday with Michigan and Arizona, I think the team on the other side of the bracket has a real chance, because remember that year, Oklahoma beat us, and then Kansas had like 10 losses with Danny Manning. He just was incredible. He had like 38 and 15 or something.
Yeah.
And they beat Oklahoma in the final on that Monday night. So it's going to be a great Final Four, though. Some really good talent.
What did it mean to you when Tommy shouted out Coach O?
That was so cool. That was,
wasn't it?
Yeah. Although, when he said it, he said, there's a, what did he say? There's a
white-haired, a good-looking white-haired gentleman who's pretty happy right now.
I turned to Margot. I said, is he talking about me? No, sorry. She goes, you're not in heaven. I was like, oh yeah, good point. But that was so cool. Tommy, that's what I love about him. Like, he has done such a great job of embracing all of us, the old guys, and embracing the tradition and the culture that Lute created, and he has really embraced the history and brought us all in. Tommy just gets it, and to mention Lute in front of all the fans, such a great touch, and he's awesome.
There you go. The alums approve, and you'll remember there was a lot of guys who weren't sure about Tommy Lloyd when he was handed the keys to this car by Dr. Robert C. Robbins and Dave Hickey back, 2001, now 5 years ago, almost to the date. But it has turned out really, really well. Really, really well over the course of these 5 years. Winningest coach in that time span ever in Division I college basketball, and now he has gotten you back to the Final Four. That's why there's so many people that are losing their minds about the possibility that he might leave and go somewhere else.
I will say this. There wasn't a lot of criticism of the choice of Tommy Lloyd as much as the number of Arizona alumni who played here who were coaches that weren't interviewed. A lot of the alumni said, I'm sure Tommy Lloyd, who's done a great job up there in Spokane, will be a great coach. And why didn't you interview so-and-so and so-and-so and all these other Arizona players? That's that whole thing that we're talking about in Chapel Hill. Yeah, 75 years of North Carolina alumni. And the other thing, DK, is Gilbert Arenas was the only really vocal critic and consider the source because he's a bit of a chaos merchant. He's trying, in his podcast days, it's about as much chaos as you can cause to get as many clicks as possible. I know Richard Jefferson had some thoughts as well, but again, my memory was Richard Jefferson said the same thing. He said, I'll wait and see. And I wish they could have interviewed some former Arizona players who are currently coaches, at least as a show, as opposed to hiring. And I think we all knew, what kind of pedigree that Coach Lloyd had coming in. I don't know how many people, DK, in Tucson and around the program thought he would have the most wins of any head coach in his first 5 years. I don't think that was on the table. But most of the criticism I remember was about former Arizona players potentially being up for that job, or at least part of the interview process.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Share your thoughts on Arizona basketball as we get set to head to Indianapolis and the Final Four. We'll be on the air at 2:30 in the afternoon on Saturday for your Meridian Wealth Management Arizona game day, and then we have got coverage at the network at 5:30, and we'll be back after the game for the post-game show, roughly around 8:30. So it'll be a very similar setup to what we had last week. In the regional championship round against Purdue. Probably will go from anywhere from, or we'll probably get the show around 9 o'clock and take it right up till around midnight or so, talking Arizona basketball with you Saturday, hopefully talking about an opportunity to go play for a title on Monday. It's going to be a whole lot of fun for sure. Did you see that CBS, and we'll get into this a little bit more later in the show, did you see that CBS came out with their All-Americans? And if you're a Wildcat fan, you're going to be disappointed because it looks a whole lot like AP's All-Americans. We'll dive into that coming up a little bit later. But first, I want to tell you about a sweet deal that I've got for you coming up this Friday morning, 8:30 a.m. The good thing about these sweet deals now is if you go to see the Wildcats in Indianapolis, you don't have to get up real early to get it because that'll be 11:30 in Indianapolis time. So you can just get this sweet deal right before lunch on Friday if you're going to be in Indianapolis. It is Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream. Pizza and ice cream. I didn't think that those two things necessarily went together, but there you go. $50 gift certificate for just $25. That'll be at WildcatsRadio1290.com on Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. Let me tell you a little bit about Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream. They just opened on Monday, March 30th, 2 days ago. Just opened. First location, it's up at the Oro Valley Marketplace. New to Tucson, but they are known for their Lollapalooza pepperoni and iconic Taco Joe pizza, creamy ice cream, and family fun atmosphere. More than 25 TV screens, so there you go. A place maybe you can watch the games this weekend. They've got an arcade for kids, a golf simulator room. Get off the golf course up at one of those nice courses in Oro Valley. Go down and work on your swing afterwards. Plus, they've got a full bar for the parents. Arcade for the kids, full bar for the parents. Can't go wrong with that. Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream, new to Tucson. We've got a sweet deal for you. So head on over at
Question.
8:30 a.m. or 11:30 a.m. if you're going to be in Indianapolis on Friday. WildcatsRadio1290.com. $50 gift certificate for just $25.
Are the adults allowed to do shots and then go to the arcade? Or is that just for kids? Because try to keep them out of there. 'Cause I don't think you can.
No, you send the kids to play in the arcade while you have shots.
Yeah, but the more shots you do, like the more what are they, groundhogs you got to hit with the thing?
Oh, yeah,
and
the
all that?
whack-a-mole
Yeah,
or
sure.
whatever.
Yeah, it looks a lot more fun.
Is that what it's called? Whack-a-ball?
Whack-a-mole, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they have some
I was
skee-ball.
never really good at that one. Just don't be like Tiger and have a few drinks and then go to the golf simulator.
No, do not do that.
Do not. Repeat, do not.
Oh, you hear that third voice? That is Cricket joining us on the program right now. Cricket. It's like the calm before the storm. It's like, can we get to the game already? It's like
I know.
And it's only Wednesday. Did you see that? So what was the deal with you and your Post-its this morning? We were talking about April Fool's Day, and apparently you were the thievy, the person behind all the madness here this morning.
I had a little fun. I labeled everything I didn't know how you would take a prank like this. I feel like, I know you, and I think you would have laughed, but I put Post-it notes. I labeled everything in the studio of our country station.
Right.
Every monitor, every phone, the microphones, the chairs, the mouse pad.
So, full disclosure, I was leaving last night, and I'm walking down the hallway, and out of the corner of my eye, I see Cricket there's already 15 or so Post-it notes in the studio, and I see her putting one down, and I didn't even do a double take. I just kept walking. Like, yeah, that seems about right.
Like, yeah, I don't know what's happening in there.
No, I put it together that today was going to be
what
April
did the
Fool's Day.
Post-it say?
I
What did they
labeled
say?
everything. It would say monitor,
phone,
microphone,
okay,
Mac's chair, Shannon's chair, Pork Chop's chair, phone.
Are you responsible for these AI things that are up here in the hallway?
That was Shannon. They're all receiving awards that our coworker Buzz has never received.
Oh, wow.
Like the Math Award, the Best DJ in the World Award.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I also put a bunch of little tiny dumpster fires and little tiny poo emojis all over the studio.
Okay.
Like 200 little tiny things.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't even know until like a month later who put the little Jesus things around here. That was you.
See, I should have known you would have been okay with 105 Post-it notes labeling everything in your studio.
Yeah, I can't remember where half the stuff is anyway. So that
would be helpful.
That probably would have been very helpful for me.
Well, I can do that anytime. And Dub has a little baby Jesus too.
Yeah, I do.
Do you want some dumpster fires?
I just showed it to the camera. This is the one that was left in our studio.
You want some dumpster fires?
I have some dumpster fires and some poo emojis.
Cricket, I would hope that you know me well enough, and I know you well enough that you can put whatever Post-it notes you want in here on April 1st, of course.
All right. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the dump emoji, so you can keep those away from me.
Okay.
All right. So let's hear some nostalgia. Let's hear something that'll make me think when I'm driving to Phoenix to take my flight tonight.
Oh, tonight? Did you know today is Holy Wednesday?
I did not know that.
Okay, so Holy Wednesday. And I've told you before, I'm learning about the Bible and just religion, period. So if I understand correctly, Holy Wednesday, it marks the betrayal of Jesus by Judas. And it's a day to encourage a reflection on loyalty and kind of try to examine your own heart and the greed and pride that could come with, the things that could draw us away from God. Like the 30 pieces of silver?
Right.
But anyway, the reflective quote I liked: "In silence, we find truth. Holy Wednesday calls us into deeper reflection, a quiet moment to examine our hearts and our intentions." On Holy Wednesday.
There you go. One more time.
In silence, we find truth. Holy Wednesday calls us into deeper reflection, a quiet moment to examine our hearts and intentions.
Crickets. Got quotes.
I wanted to do an April
When are you going to
Fool's.
get me a sounder on that, J-Dub? We
Yeah,
got to get a
Dub.
sounder on that, Dub. Come on.
You just did it.
Yeah. Yeah. So then you guys don't have to spend money from your budget on that. You do it every time.
Crickets got quotes.
Bang, bang.
We love quotes. We love the quotes. That's a really good one. Awesome. And it's perfect for today.
You were just saying, Cricket, you got to back up April Fool's quote?
I was going to, but I thought I'd try to be serious today.
Well, you can come back if you want in the 5 o'clock hour and give us that one.
And try to find something foolish.
If you already have it, if you want to come back and say that, you don't work. I'm already making you work hard enough, so don't work any extra.
Do you really think I have that much more to do? I do not have an April Fool's quote, but instead I was focusing on Holy Wednesday.
There we go.
I was trying to be serious.
Just play like
stay with that.
Just do a Weird Al Yankovic quote or something like that. I think that'll work.
All right.
That's good.
Everybody head to Joe's Pizza and get some ice cream.
I hear, by the way, their taco pizza.
Yeah?
People are freaking out on social media. They love
it's that good?
That's that good, they say.
Wow.
They say it's going to be the best
2
taco
days
pizza.
and they're already freaking out on iconic taco Joe's Pizza.
Well, I heard about it before they even opened.
Oh, okay.
So
was a soft opening?
Maybe or something like that, or someone's eaten.
We never get. I used to get invited to the soft openings. How come we didn't get invited to the soft opening? We got to work on that stuff.
We really do.
We do.
Yeah.
All right. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Valencia in Cardinal was a hit and run. Crash and slowdowns westbound Ina approaching Camino de la Tierra. La Cholla south of Wetmore and a bad collision westbound Grant Road west of Oracle. Westbound Grant west of Oracle closed. A lot of backups on Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells and more slowing westbound Speedway at Main Avenue. 56, the overnight low, mostly sunny, 85 tomorrow and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. New crispy chicken crunch wrap sliders at Taco Bell. With all white meat nuggets and your choice of creamy chipotle or jalapeno honey mustard inside. One's a snack, more's a meal. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time while supplies last.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? The kids who actually have the money to go out there and play tennis. Why haven't we produced any of them? DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Up to a 30% upfront bonus and 12% per year guaranteed growth for retirement. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and these are the highest guarantees with annuities I have seen in my life. When interest rates are this high, there are silver linings, and annuity guarantees are one of them. Up to a 30% bonus upfront for retirement income. On $100,000, that's up to $42,000 guaranteed in the first year. And it's because of the economy and its high interest rates. Don't let anyone, especially another financial advisor, tell you it's not true. Up to 30% upfront just for opening an account and up to 12% per year guaranteed income growth. Don't miss out. This won't last forever. If you have an old 401k, get up to 30% upfront and 12% guaranteed growth for income today. Call 321-4100. That's 321-4100.
Guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Rats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, finding high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-608-0955. 800-608-0955. 800-608-0955.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. We've been proud corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics for nearly 6 decades, and we've seen a lot of the Wildcat Championship drives. We're also proud to be the locals' choice for tires and automotive repair. Our 14 award-winning locations have helped thousands of Arizonans get to and from work, home, school, and every other desert destination since 1960. At Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we know the difference in your next winning drive might come down to a split-second decision behind the wheel, a single defensive stop, or an amazing fast break down the lane. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to give you and your vehicle the assist you need with the most affordable tires and guaranteed quality automotive repairs, backed by our Arizona-proof protection to make sure you have a winning drive every day. Find out more at jackfurriers.com, or you can call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by today. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
I'm Bridget Condon with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones made it clear at the league meeting Tuesday that the team has long-term plans for receiver George Pickens in Dallas. Pickens received their franchise tag this offseason. Broncos head coach Sean Payton also revealed that quarterback Bo Nix is expected to be cleared for OTAs in June following his ankle injury during the playoffs. Elsewhere, Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson has scheduled pre-draft visits with the Cardinals, Browns, and Dolphins, according to NFL Network insiders Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo. Simpson also had a private workout with the Jets. And Miami quarterback Carson Beck is scheduled to visit with the Cardinals, Dolphins, and Steelers, also according to Rappaport and Garafolo. Beck also had a meeting and dinner with the Jets last week. Plus, the Seahawks will be featured on this year's season of Hard Knocks on HBO. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Thinking about starting weight loss treatment? GoodRx is here to help. We offer FDA-approved GLP-1 medications prescribed by licensed providers, including the Wegovy tablet, with straightforward pricing and pickup at your local pharmacy or delivery to your door. All from America's #1 prescription app. Go to goodrx.com/weight loss to get started. GoodRx is not insurance. Cancel anytime. #1 prescription app ranked by a third-party study.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, Suns lose last night on the road in Orlando. They were playing a back-to-back. They had beaten Memphis pretty handily the night before, but, you know, back-to-backs in the NBA, that's kind of how it goes sometimes. And a little bit too much Desmond Bane, 21 points. Jalen Suggs scored 20. Magic won at 115-111. Paolo Banchero, 19 points, 9 rebounds, had 8 assists. Big night for Wendell Carter Jr. as well. 15 points, 12 rebounds. Magic are, they're not horrible. They're 40-35, so they're going to be in the mix. But they had dropped 7 of their previous 8 coming in, so they had not been necessarily playing all that well. And the Suns baited them into 25 turnovers, but still could not win that game last night. Dylan Brooks was the story, though. Dylan Brooks came back and made his presence known in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Banchero stepping out on Brooks now. A couple of big bodies going at it. Knocked off balance. And then Brooks picking up another foul. So 2 quick fouls here on Dylan. That is where you've got to kind of tamp down that extra energy that clearly the tank is full.
Yeah, he's too wound up right now. And he might be on a semi-minute restriction, but it's going to be of his own doing here.
Yeah, Brooks
up another one.
Yeah, Brooks and Banchero already a running dialogue. And a technical foul called on Brooks. And, well, this is like the Oprah Winfrey show. You get a tech, and you get a tech. So Brooks, Booker.
I mean, a lot of action going on in the first minute and a half of this game. I'll tell you that.
So apparently it was Booker and Bane kind of got into it, and that kind of led to everything else that happened after that. And 89 seconds in to Dylan Brooks' return, he's already teed up again.
2 separate instances, 2 notorious hotheads. Dylan Brooks, we all know. Desmond Bane, though, DK, is also known for trying to get under guys' skin. So Desmond Bane was trying to get under Booker's skin, Devin Booker, and Dylan Brooks and Paulo Banchero were getting under each other's skin simultaneously on opposite sides of the court. So it's obviously 2 teams that are jockeying for playoff position. So it was meaning behind last night's. Not a lot of meaningful games these days in the NBA, DK, because of all the tanking that's gone on. But that game did matter in the standings. And as you said, off of back-to-backs, just a feisty game. Magic are always pretty feisty. And Jordan Ott, has brought that level of defensive intensity to this year's Suns. So not surprised that there was a little bit of chippiness right off the get-go.
Magic are in the play-in situation just like the Suns are. They are in the 8th spot right now in the East behind the Sixers. They're only a game behind the Sixers and 2 games behind the Raptors to get out of the play-in rounds. So obviously they're playing for a whole lot and trying to maybe avoid that first phase of the NBA playoffs. The Suns, we mentioned, are kind of stuck in that 7th spot, 4.5 behind the Rockets, 3 ahead of the Clippers, so they're not really going anywhere in terms of their playoff positioning. They're likely going to be in the playoff game with limited amount of games left to play. Let's hear from Jordan Ott after the game on the loss to the Magic, 115-111.
Tremendous fight, like super physical game, felt like a playoff game. Knew they would be desperate coming off the road. And, probably not a great response by us early. We weren't able to match their physicality, their intensity early. Then as the game wore on, especially in that third quarter, great response coming out of halftime. Down 14, tied up going in the 4th. Anyone's game down the stretch. Just a hard-fought game. Second night of a back-to-back, flying. Got here late. Guys performed at a high level. We'll take a lot from this game.
And a bright spot, too, Devin Booker recording 18,000 career points. Just how do you see him continue to elevate his game?
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously only been here for a year, but from afar and then watching him on a day-to-day basis, that's what it is. It's such a consistent human and player. Just his ability to compete every second that he's out there, play the right way on the offensive end. He stirs us all. He's the guy that we go to and go through, and just even in the 4th, I was like, how many minutes you got? And he's like, I could go in right now. That's just who he is. He just wants to go out there and compete, and especially in these environments where it's the highest of high level of competitive environments. He wants to be in that fire.
Coach, what made you go with starting lineup with Colin instead of Royce?
We're just Dylan, kind of what he brings. We liked what Colin has brought. Kind of the ability to play point guard a little bit, especially early in the game, take some of those reps, some of the physicality away from Book and let Book and Jalen kind of work off the ball. And then just point of attack defender.
Looking at Jalen that came out maybe 4:58 in the third and come back in, have you heard what was going on there?
No, not injured. We just decided to go smaller, play smaller, and use some other guys in that stretch that's normally him, and then we just decided to stay with G, Book, and then the 3 wings.
Looking at Goodwin climbing up out the game, come back in, is he good?
Yeah, I think he's going to get assessed now. I think it was on that hard. If I'm guessing, I'm just guessing at this point. It was on one of those hard falls he took.
What was it?
I think it was hip or groin area. That's what I'm guessing until I hear about it.
When you have a game like this where there's 61 personal fouls, 6 techs, 76 free throws, and 45 turnovers, what do you make of those numbers in a game like this?
This is what we got to get used to. This is how it's going to be down the stretch. Everyone's gearing up for the playoffs. Desperate teams, playing super physical because they're big. So just all that. And we've kind of been through it on that road trip we were on in a little bit. I'd say there's a steady ramp up into it. Now we got to learn these lessons as we go forward.
All right, that was Jordan Ott after the game on Tuesday night. The Suns lose at 115-111, so they're back in action tomorrow. This road trip continues in Charlotte against the Hornets. That'll be an early game at 4. So the Lost snapped their 2-game win streak, and again, the Lakers are going to be the champions of the Pacific Division as they continue to roll. They had the long winning streak, and then they lost a game, and now they've turned around and won 4 straight games. Are we buying the Lakers now, or do the way that they're playing right now? I mean, that was a team that, again, it's a LeBron team, so I expect the LeBron team to go through drama.
Yeah,
through every season that he's involved in, but that's a team that's playing some pretty solid basketball right now. Again, you're talking about the Spurs and the Thunder, but never sleep on a team that's got one of the best players ever.
Counter question, do you have faith in DeAndre Ayton?
I think you know the answer to that question.
Okay, because you're talking about the Thunder, that's Chet Holmgren. You're talking about the Spurs, that's Victor Wembanyama, right? So, and obviously right behind the Lakers in the standings is who? The Denver Nuggets. That's Nikola Jokic. So obviously when you talk about Austin Reeves, it's really more Austin Reeves than Luka Doncic with the 3-level scoring this year. And obviously LeBron is always going to be in the conversation. It's really, can they defend, I think, at that level? The Spurs defense this year has been the big story to me. The Thunder are the Thunder, just an incredibly well-rounded 9 deep, 10, probably 10. You talk about Arizona having 8 starters. That's the Thunder. They have 10 guys who could start on a lot of NBA teams. So whether or not the Lakers will make a deep run this year, on that note, DK, let me play you some highlights of what Luka Doncic did last night, okay?
Well, let's come back to that. Okay. Let's come back to that in our next segment. We'll talk about Luka because that game was a part of our Westwood One top play last night.
Fair enough.
And we can go get into
Let's
see how that
just say Luka's
played out.
Gone a little nuts lately in the scoring column.
DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number. Give us a call, give us a text, chime in. We are streaming this show on YouTube. You can watch it on our YouTube station. You can comment there as well about anything. Arizona basketball, Arizona baseball lost last night. We're talking some NBA as well. We've got the Diamondbacks winning 3 in a row. Whatever you like to chime on any of our social media platforms. I might try to get a question of the day up for you if I can come up with something as well on those.
I know we're going into break, but I did just hear some breaking news.
Oh, whoa. You got your breaking news
I
sounder?
do. Let's see. It sounds like this. Yeah. I read just now, DK, that the Big 12 has announced a partnership with the NFL to bring flag football to competitive teams in 2027-28, leading in to the Olympics, which will have flag football. So the Big 12 is trying to become the first conference in America, DK. And we just talked about this quite a bit with Southern Arizona adding girls flag football, obviously. So the question is some of those girls who've been playing flag football here.
So this is girls flag football?
Yes.
Wow.
So they've got some experience already, right? Like one of the few states that's been doing it. Apparently, there's in talks right now in the Big 12 to bring women's flag football to the conference in preparation for the Olympics in 2028.
I love it. Absolutely love it. That is so cool to hear. We'll continue to follow that story. And if you want to get in on that as well, 520-848-1290 is the number. It's we'll have to kind of dig and look into it just from the standpoint of, I don't know. Obviously it's a fast growing sport here in Arizona in terms of high school. I would imagine it's being played on the high school level in a lot of the other states, but I have no idea how many states are playing girls flag football right now. So we'll have to maybe do some diving into that, look into that, and see exactly where we are in terms of the growth of the sport here in Arizona as it relates to the growth in other states across the country. DK on the Sports Tip, Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported 36th and Country Club and 36th Street. Ina, westbound Ina, approaching Camino de la Tierra. La Jolla, south of Wetmore. Also bad collision occurred Grant Road west of Oracle. Westbound Grant, west of Oracle, is closed. Just so you know, potential alternate routes with some backups for westbound Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells and westbound Speedway at Maine. 56, the overnight low, mostly sunny, 85 tomorrow and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. And most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One N.A. Member FDIC.
The road to a national championship continues at the Final Four. It's Arizona and Michigan on Saturday. Pre-game coverage begins at 2:30 with tip-off at 5:50 right here on your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at Lowe's.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a warehouse operations manager.
Where are the forklifts?
Sold them. Too expensive. We're using scooters now.
So you expect us to move a 2-ton pallet on a scooter?
Just lean into it. Put your back into it, people.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Have you ever heard of the 5 Ps? That's right, the 5 Ps. These can be applied to most every area of your life, but it's especially true for you and your money. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many years ago when I was a young man in the Marine Corps, I learned about the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Now, you can't control what's happening with the stock market, but you can control how you plan for it. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have been helping our clients with the 5 Ps for years. We have hearts of teachers and will never complicate by using financial jargon. Our fee structure is transparent. The more you make, the more we make. The majority of our clients come from other financial advisors. Isn't it time for a second opinion to allow Trajan Wealth to help you with the 5 Ps too? Call Trajan today, 321-4100, or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Cal Ranch is here to save you money. We've lowered prices store-wide to get you the work gear and farm, home, and ranch essentials you need for less. You'll be surprised at the savings you find on workwear, pet food, animal feed, power tools, lawn and garden supplies, and much more. Come see the savings at your local Cal Ranch or shop online at calranch.com. Plus, if you find a lower advertised price on an identical product from a competitor, we'll match their price. We're committed to saving our customers money by having the best prices every day here at Cal Ranch.
We're your Cal Ranch store, a ranch and home store, and so much more.
Shop today at your local Cal Ranch store.
Can you feel unusual hot spots on the floor? Do you hear the sound of running water when everything is off? These can be signs of a hidden water leak. Hi, I'm Jake Cummings, owner of Cummings Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. If you think you have a leak, don't wait, call Cummings. We offer free leak inspections to detect and stop damaging leaks. We are family owned and operated for 6 generations. We're committed to serving our community today and for generations to come.
For heating, air, and plumbing, call Cummings.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell doesn't see the same tanking problems in the NFL that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver sees in the NBA. Speaking to reporters yesterday, Goodell said he does not see any evidence of tanking in the NFL, but has he seen what the Cardinals and the Dolphins are doing? When you go into a season with Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, and maybe Ty Simpson as your quarterbacks, it's definitely tanking, and I don't think it's a problem, but let's not say it's not happening. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our guy Fred Harvey, who is the emeritus coach of Arizona Track and Field, just sent me a video. It's got my guy Cleo McCaw in it as well. From down in Sierra Vista, a young lady who is, she's also a trackster. Her name is Destiny Toyota Villalobos. I can't speak Spanish. Villalobos. Destiny Toyota Villalobos. And she plays flag for Buena High School. And he just sent me this video of her returning an interception like 90 yards for a touchdown.
That's what I'm saying. Man got a head start.
I mean, she's good. She looks good for sure. I mean, she's got some speed. She's a trackster, obviously, as well. She said she competes for their Tucson Elite Track and Field, and she is one of the top athletes in the state. Maybe we'll have to get Destiny on the show, and we can talk about Big 12 flag football. If Arizona's got a team, they better be recruiting her now.
Yeah, I mean, again, this news came out about 12
minutes ago.
No. Like, I think I saw an article about it late last night. But
okay.
What they're saying is there's up to 16. Was the verbiage I read on this was a CBS. This is all over the place and confirmed, obviously, by the NFL and by the Big 12. The partnership between the Big 12 and the NFL in order to, fast track women's flag football into the conference ahead of the Olympics. It's just such a great idea and a good way to get exposure, because think about all these Olympic events that just pop up that you've never seen before. Like breakdancing was a part of the last Olympics, right?
Yeah.
And everybody kind of had to read up. It's like, wasn't that something that happened in the 1980s? Like, who's breakdancing anymore? But getting some exposure.
I don't know if breakdancing is going to be coming back to the Olympics.
I don't think it will either. I think it was a one and done situation. But yeah, having flag football active games that you could watch on TV, DK, leading up to those Olympics would just be better, for the athletes involved.
So the question, I guess, becomes, and we'll have to, learn more about this as we go, is this saying, this is something else that came out of that article, is that the Big South Conference has announced it would add women's flag football as a varsity sport in 27-28. So is the Big 12 also, is this going to be a varsity sport?
Yeah.
And so then I guess it would be up to schools if they can, because I know there's like ASU has a club team. I think that's the club team that Rylan Bourget plays on. So I think they have a club team up there. What would it take to add it? I mean, what are the expenses involved with adding flag football as a varsity sport? And is the NFL going to try to offset some of that for teams or, in the Big 12 to potentially add this sport? Because again, as fast as it's growing here across the country, and in particular in the state of Arizona, you would hope. And like I said, as far as I know, I'm not saying that U of A does not have a club team. I don't know. Do they?
Yeah. So
Okay,
ASU, U of A, UCF, and Colorado are the teams that are listed as having club flag football teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are on board at least on that level. So we'll have to maybe dive in with the U of A club flag football folks and see get their thoughts on this and what that would entail for it to become a varsity sport moving forward. Because again, I think it's definitely one that you'd love to have and would be a great addition to any team's portfolios. But we're in an age now where a lot of schools are cutting sports.
Yeah.
So it's just it's an interesting prospect, but where's that money going to come from? And if the NFL is willing to fund some of that or offset some of those costs for schools to add it, then I think now we have a conversation that we can probably have in that respect. All right, 520-848-1290. If you are involved in flag football here in Southern Arizona, I'd love to hear from you, get your thoughts on what you read yesterday in terms of that whole situation. Big 12 exploring the possibility of formally sponsoring women's flag football and what that could potentially mean for the young ladies that play the game here within the state of Arizona. All right. We were talking NBA in the last segment, and you were saying Luka Doncic is doing crazy things right now.
He is, and among those crazy things are what he did last night, where he had 40 points and set some new standards. But let's hear what he had to do last night.
Luka Doncic had his 15-40-point game the other night. Allen is underneath, can't score. That was 8 there to reject.
And look at Luka right running.
Luka with speed, gives it to Brown. Throw it down with 2 hands. Luka, and they pick him up. Thomas Bryant. Oh, the lob, the jam, and finish it. Jackson Hayes. As Luka has just 6 to shoot. Luka step back 3 on its way. Yes, sir. Nothing but net. Luka into the attacking zone. The attacking 47. Luka splits the defense. Backhand layup is good.
We've gotten better over the years.
Yeah, and again, he's one of our favorite guys in the entire league.
And there it is.
For 40? There it is. He's got 40.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah, so he had 40 again. He's had 40 a lot this month. But most significantly, DK, he passed Kobe Bryant for the most points ever scored in a month by a Laker. He became only the 10th player ever to score 600 or more points. And he also went over
in a month.
Over 600 points in a month.
We're talking about Braden Burry's 600 points in the season.
Right.
He's at 600 in a month.
And my favorite stat, DK, is Anthony Davis did not score that many points in his Mavericks career. So Luka had more points this month than AD had in his entire tenure with the Mavs.
Which was how long? About a year and a half?
He was injured quite a bit. I'd have to look up
30,
the total,
40
the game total, but I would imagine it's like 2 or 3 months worth of games, right? Not 1 month. He also passed 15,000 points for his career. He's the third fastest player to ever do that. Only LeBron and Kevin Durant scored 15,000 faster. Just a whole bunch of records broken last night. But the most impressive thing is those 600 points in the month, DK. I mean, if people aren't paying attention, you asked my thoughts on Lakers making a deep run into this year's NBA playoffs. We saw Luka drag a Mavericks team with a bunch of rookies to the finals not just 3 years ago. So I would not put it out of the realm of possibilities. If Luka is scoring at this kind of clip, I mean, there's really not much you can do. Surround him with some shooters. Obviously, Austin Reeves can get busy. Also, J.J. Redick's 100th win last night.
Anthony, go ahead.
LeBron passed Kareem.
Yes.
With last night's win.
All-time
LeBron
wins.
James now has the most all-time wins combined, regular season and playoffs, of any player in NBA history. That would be 1,229.
Yep. That is pretty cool. Doncic 42-12. AD played 29 games over 2 seasons with the Dallas Mavericks. So that accounts to maybe 2 months, because what do they play, about 13 games a month?
Yeah, something like that.
So the great honors. And that was our Westwood One play of the game, or top play yesterday. We had the Lakers and the Cavaliers. We took the over in that game, and the over was 236.5. It came in 127-113 in favor of the Lakers. Boo. Over my Cavaliers.
Yeah.
But that's 140 points. So we, 240 points. 240 points. So we hit the over on that one at minus 105. So a win for us there. Let's find out what I think we've got an NBA play. I don't remember what it is. Let's just
afternoon one.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't put it in there. It was. Yeah. Yes. No. Yeah. It was. Was it afternoon? Yeah. This is college. Yes.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. Yes.
What's up, everybody? It's the first year helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Coming up Saturday in the big college basketball tournament, Illinois a 1.5-point favorite against UConn in the national semifinal, total 139.5. Now, UConn going to draw a lot of support following its win over Duke this past weekend, but Illinois is the better team. I think Illinois wins, and I think Illinois covers. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
I think most people are probably on the Illinois train in that game in terms of, believing, even though they are the 3 seed and UConn is the 2 seed, that Illinois is the better team in that respect. They are a 1.5-point favorite in that game. They just look, Illinois, I think I said that a few months ago. I just thought Illinois, they just look really good. I love that Wagler kid. He's the freshman out of Kansas. He looks like a big-time player.
They got a lot of foreigners on that team. That's the way that they're building it lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, Keaton.
Well, and
Stojakovic is on that team as well.
How about the fact that Illinois and Arizona are both competing for a prospect, another international prospect?
Yeah, that's going to be the case because that coaching staff, DK, that's their primary goal. They got the brothers Ivizic, I believe is how they're pronounced.
Yeah.
If you just look up and down that roster, look, they got a Stojakovic and a Petrovic on that team. Come on. So
there's a 6'6" guard out of Lithuania that both teams really want.
Yes.
And then Illinois is another team. That's another team, but they've had strong connections in Lithuania in terms of getting players out of there. So it's
an arms race.
Probably going to come down to those two schools for this young man.
Look, man, it used to be grainy footage. Some guy heard a story about some dude in some gym somewhere in Eastern Europe. Let's go maybe take a look at him. But that's not the case anymore. Just look at Ivan Karchenkov. So playing professionally in a system in Bayern Munich for 7-8 years? I mean, there's a lot of evaluation. There's a lot of film. And you know exactly what you're getting. And you're talking about players who are semi-pro and have pro experience and have been playing big-time basketball. It's not the same as it was recruiting Europe 20, 25 years ago. And with the questions of NIL, I mean, we Charles Bediako, right? Got drafted in the NBA, never played, came back to Alabama. The argument for that is how can you have, guys like Ivan Karchenkov be freshmen with freshman eligibility at the NCAA level when they've played professionally over in Europe prior? And that's the whole argument. And so everybody knows, more recently, DK, you're seeing game-ready, rotation-ready, dominant players coming over as 18, 19-year-olds from the European system, which is much more similar to Olympic-style training where you pull guys away from their 11, 12, 13 years old. That's what Wemby did in the French basketball academy. You pull players very young and get them into all you do is eat, sleep, basketball and a couple of studies on the side. And if you're talking about adding an 18-year-old DK from that system to your roster in America, coaches are much more likely to go that direction. So right now, a lot of people are trying to get inroads into Europe. And obviously, Coach Lloyd's been doing that for 25-plus years, and as have others. But it's going to be a real challenge to pitch, give the right pitches because there's a lot of different schools right now going that route.
I'll tell you a story about somebody who might not like that coming up in the next hour. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported 36th and Country Club and 36th Street. Ina westbound at Camino de la Tierra. Grant Road west of Oracle, bad collision occurred there. Westbound Grant west of Oracle, travel there is blocked due to that collision. A lot of backups both directions on Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells. More slowing, Speedway in Maine, southbound and westbound. 56 the overnight low, mostly sunny, 85 tomorrow and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Biggie Deals. Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie Deals. At $4, $6, and $8, pick one of the new Biggie Deals you're craving. For a pretty biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were 1,000,000 miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy? By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right.
Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important. It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling? AlaskanAC.com. Schedule now.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Oh no, I dropped my lip balm in the water. I can't think of anything worse than the looming threat of potentially having chapped lips. It was ginger vanilla too, my favorite flavor.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. We've been proud corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics for nearly 6 decades, and we've seen a lot of the Wildcat Championship drives. We're also proud to be the locals' choice for tires and automotive repair. Our 14 award-winning locations have helped thousands of Arizonans get to and from work, home, school, and every other desert destination since 1960. At Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we know the difference in your next winning drive might come down to a split-second decision behind the wheel, a single defensive stop, or an amazing fast break down the lane. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to give you and your vehicle the assist you need with the most affordable tires and guaranteed quality automotive repairs, backed by our Arizona-proof protection, to make sure you have a winning drive every day. Find out more at jackfurriers.com, or you can call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by today. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of uncertainty can put your future at risk. It's time to diversify. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know you can create certainty, locking in guaranteed income for life. This means predictable, stable cash flow, even in turbulent times. You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Right now, there are options to receive up to 30% upfront or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't wait. Call Trajan today at 321-4100. That's 321-4100.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, so we were talking about just the arms race in terms of international players. and the fact, obviously, that's something that Tommy Lloyd has for a long time been at the forefront of. And the Wildcats have a number of players. We mentioned Ivan Karchinkov from Germany and Motiejas Krivas from Lithuania. And we've had several players from Bali and Senegal who were on the team. And Ben Matherin from Canada, although he was recruited by Sean Miller, who kind of got into that international thing a little bit towards the end of his tenure here at the University of Arizona. Unfortunately, though, we live in a place where a lot of people don't like that. And I routinely, and I wish I had one of these letters with me right now, but when I worked at Channel 4, I would routinely get a letter from a gentleman who lived here in Southern Arizona who absolutely did not like the fact that the University of Arizona athletics programs recruited international athletes over American athletes. And I swear to God, literally like once every couple months, it was basically almost the exact same letter he would send out. And I'm sure there are other sports media members in the market who have probably gotten the letter as well. But again, it comes from a place and people that really we don't want to be involved with. But it just goes to show you that there are those types of people that are still out there who don't like the fact that there are international kids coming in and taking opportunities away from America.
Is that place that they're coming from a place of ignorance?
Absolutely.
Here's the deal. There are so many scholarships available on college campuses, right, for each sport, and the best players are offered those positions. So get good.
That's what I responded to one of his letters before, and I said that's absolutely what I told him. And it goes back to what we talked about in the summer about the fact that we've not had an American-born male win a Grand Slam tennis championship in 20 plus years. Get good. Start winning.
I think most college
don't let. I mean, if don't complain about the international kids coming over here and taking your scholarships. Be good enough to get one of those scholarships.
I mean, Hubert Davis was just fired from North Carolina, right? And that's because of performance issues, because he didn't win enough. So, do you think college basketball coaches are making their decisions like, I'd much rather give an opportunity to a European player than an American player? You think that falls into the decision making? No. It's what's my positions of need,
right?
And who can I get this year? Now, transfer portal and NIL kind of gum up the works with that thought process, but the idea being I have positions on my team that I need to recruit to. These are the pool of players available. These are the players who are already committed to other schools or thinking heavily about going there. This guy's an alumni at this school. We're never going to get him. So obviously, with the ready-made college basketball ready players. I mean, bro, how good was Lauri Markkanen as a freshman?
Right.
So, I mean, if your choice is a power forward from Tucson or Lauri Markkanen, and the power forward from Tucson is going to give you 3 points a game and 1 rebound, and Lauri's at 18 and 9, I don't think that's a tough decision to make.
No. And as much as I hated getting those letters from that guy, I mean, he brings a dynamic point to the table, and I've talked about it before. That there seem to be sports in this country that we are just not developing kids well enough in. We're just not. I mean, you can look up and down, look at up and down the tennis roster at the University of Arizona. It's predominantly international kids. We're not developing well enough in tennis. I don't think we're as much as we love golf in this country. I don't know that we're developing enough in that sport the way that we should be, and that's on us. Ultimately, that's on us. We've got to put more into our youth to allow them to put themselves in the situation. You don't think that there's kids out there that want to go to University of Arizona and play golf and play tennis and play these sports? We've got to do a better job of developing on the youth level. And that's where it starts. It starts on the youth level. We got to start putting money there.
And as we've talked about, I think every household is different. But I think the general consensus in America is let kids be kids. So if a kid wants to play baseball, basketball, football, DK, you're not going to say no. You're destined to be a baseball player. You're not playing football. You're not playing basketball. That's not generally how most American households work. It's, let kids go out and have fun with their friends. And if they find a passion in one of those sports and dedicate extra time to it, they get good enough to get scholarship offers. In Europe, a lot of times it's, like I said, it's a more of an Olympic style where if you so promise and you have the genes and you're going to grow to be 6'10", then when you're 10, 11 years old, you get put into a junior program, you intermingle with other players from around the country who are the best of the best, and that's how that works.
Would you like to see that here?
I think it already is here in things like gymnastics, right? Like you cannot become a world-class gymnast at the age of 19 by starting. No.
Right.
You got to start when you're 12. You got to start when you're 11. So I think there are some sports where there is that idea of finding people who have the potential to be world-class when they're young and getting them in those programs early. But that's not how baseball, basketball, football, and the major sports work because it's the individual sports, right? I don't know. I mean, I think academies would be good. I think AAU is a little bit of that. I think the traveling teams have more because there's the consistency of having the same coach and whatnot and not being tied to an academic institution like a junior high or high school. I don't know. I think it's up to the individuals. I think if you find that passion and dedication. I mean, look at Braden Burries. Braden Burries is polished, man. And he's not from Europe. He's ready to go right now, out of the box. I mean, he's got all the moves, maybe a little bit more strength, a little bit more fluidity training and stuff like that. But there's not a lot he needs to add to his game right now today to go into the NBA and be a successful shooting guard. So I think it's just based on the family. And right now we're seeing a lot of younger European ball players come in and right out of the gate, Ivan Karchenkov is unbelievably ready to go. DK. I mean, we've talked about since the beginning of the season, one of the best perimeter defenders in the entire country as a 19-year-old freshman. And that's just not a normal thing. So, yeah, I mean, if you can develop a kid starting at 11 and he'll be Ivan Karchenkov when he's 19, yes, give me that. That system sounds good to me.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 if you'd like to get in on that conversation. Our guy Fred Harvey checks in again on the text groove. Fist bump development is the key, and that's my new chapter. Go get it, Fred.
Yeah, track and field too. I mean, how do you be a world-class thrower, right? Without starting
young.
Yeah, younger, because the mechanics and the technique involved is everything. And so I think if it's more like getting rid of bad habits. When it comes to NCAA basketball, DK, a lot of times you're teaching bigs not to bring the ball down too low, not to, put the ball on the ground too many times. You're trying to take bad habits they might have developed on the playground out of their game so they can be more efficient. And that's everything in the track and field world. If you're not, and think about hurdles and a lot of those technique-based events, I mean, you have to be dialed into the technique. And that only comes with repetition and, perfect practice, right?
Yeah, it's a dynamic conversation, and I think it's one we definitely need to continue to have. I'm going to see if I can find. I know I kept several of those letters that gentleman sent to me. I have to just figure out where they are. But
next segment, I would like you to read down the roster of the Illinois Fighting Illini for me. I think that would be a good segment.
Hard names is what you're kind of saying?
There's a few in here. Yeah, there's a couple in here. Yeah.
We mentioned earlier in the show, the Intercollegiate Wheelchair Basketball National Championships are starting today here at the University of Arizona. Unfortunately, Peter Hughes had one of his shot clock operators apparently did not show up. So we were supposed to talk to him earlier in the show. We'll see if we can get him rescheduled. When you're the AD, you got to do it all. But the Wildcats so both the U of A men's and women's teams are competing in this event this weekend. The fellas are the number 3 seed, so they did not play today. It'll play open today. So they will play the winner, and this game, I believe, is tonight, of Eastern Washington and SMSU. I'm not sure exactly if that's Southern Missouri State or South Missouri State or something of that nature.
Could be Southwest Minnesota State,
Could
too.
be. They are the Mustangs, so I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. But SMSU and Eastern Washington play tonight. The winner of that game will play the Wildcats in the, I believe, the quarterfinals tomorrow.
Mustangs are Minnesota.
So South Minnesota or Southern
Southwest Minnesota
Southwest
State.
Minnesota State. All right, there you go. They are the 6th seed. Eastern Washington is the 11th seed. The top seed in the tournament is Alabama, ho-hum, an SEC school. They're even good in wheelchair basketball. The 2 seed is Auburn, another SEC school. The 3 seed is Arizona. The 4 seed is UTA. Is that Texas Arlington? University of Texas Arlington?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those 4 teams got byes in the men's tournament, so they didn't play today. The other teams, Missouri, Edinburgh, Illinois, and Michigan are here. Whitewater and SUNY. Which SUNY?
There's so many, man.
SUNY.
I'm pretty familiar with the SUNY.
Beaver SUNYs.
My sister.
No, I'm sorry. This is not. It's CUNY, not SUNY.
Ah, okay.
CUNY. So is that College of New York or College? Wait, I don't even know what that means. CUNY. CUNY.
I don't know. I know the SUNY system pretty well, though.
Yes.
My sister, Sydney, she went to Binghamton and
City University
Albany.
of New York.
Yeah.
Okay, so CUNY is City University of New York versus State University of New York, which is the SUNY system.
Right.
He threw me a curveball there. So those are the teams that are involved. The champion will be crowned on Saturday early, so 1:30. So we'll be able to talk about that
right before the watch party.
Right before the watch party coming up. That is the men's division. So let me give you the women's bracket here as well, if I can. So looks like there's only 4 teams in the women's bracket. So this is a little bit of a smaller tournament in the women's division. Okay, so the women's division is only 4 teams. It's Alabama is the number 1 seed. So Alabama has both number 1 seeds. Arizona is the number 3, so they're going to play UT Arlington, and that will be tomorrow at 4. And all these games are at McHale Center, by the way. These games are at McHale Center. So you can go over and watch this whole thing take place. And then the other semifinal game is Alabama and Illinois. That's the 1-4 game. That'll be at 6 o'clock. So the Wildcats play in the early game, and then Alabama and Illinois. And then the championship game for that is also on Saturday. So Saturday doubleheader at McHale Center. Women's wheelchair national championship at 11. Men's wheelchair national championship at 1:30. And then your Wildcats and the game watch party will be happening at 5:30, 5:50. So hopefully we're crowning it. Hopefully we're celebrating 2 wheelchair basketball champions along with watching our Arizona men's basketball team on Saturday. How cool would that be if we could do that?
So cool.
That would be really cool.
That would be
Really
3 for the city, right?
There you go. All right, let's get a break in here. We'll come back. We'll take your calls, 520-848-1290. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions Country Club south of Broadway, 36th Street and Country Club. Grant Road west of Oracle, bad collision there. Westbound Grant, west of Oracle closed. I want to give you a heads up that westbound travel on Miracle Mile at Flowing Wells, really heavy backups there. More heavy backups, Speedway and Main Avenue for southbound and westbound travel. 56, the overnight low, mostly sunny, 85 tomorrow and 78 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Don't forget to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. We've got full coverage of the Wildcats, the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, Pima College. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-608-0955. 800-608-0955. 800-608-0955.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. We've been proud corporate sponsors of Arizona Athletics for nearly 6 decades, and we've seen a lot of the Wildcat Championship drives. We're also proud to be the locals' choice for tires and automotive repair. Our 14 award-winning locations have helped thousands of Arizonans get to and from work, home, school, and every other desert destination since 1960. At Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, we know the difference in your next winning drive might come down to a split-second decision behind the wheel, a single defensive stop, or an amazing fast break down the lane. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to give you and your vehicle the assist you need with the most affordable tires and guaranteed quality automotive repairs, backed by our Arizona-proof protection, to make sure you have a winning drive every day. Find out more at jackfurriers.com, or you can call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by today. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
There are only about 4,300 publicly traded companies on the U.S. Stock Exchange, but there are an estimated 33 million companies in the U.S. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. The average investor is missing out on over 99% of the investment opportunity that's happening in this beautiful country until now. True portfolio strength is found beyond the confines of the S&P 500, investing in promising companies before they go public. Private real estate, infrastructure, world-changing technologies. This is called the endowment model. The endowment model has historically outperformed the traditional model of just stocks and bonds. If you're an accredited investor and want more from your investments, it's time to think beyond just stocks and bonds. Call Trajan today, 520-200-1600. That's 520-200-1600.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Drats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya. Hooray! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. College basketball's biggest weekend is almost here, and Westwood One is your home for exclusive play-by-play coverage of the Final Four. The women's national semifinals feature the 4 top seeds and the same group from a year ago. Game 1, a rematch of last season's NCAA title tilt as South Carolina tries to unseat undefeated defending champ UConn. The Gamecocks and head coach Dawn Staley are in the Final Four for the 6th year in a row, looking to exact revenge on Friday night.
I think you just got to try to go pound for pound and just be unafraid of playing against an undefeated team. I think the pressures of playing undefeated, if you keep it close, I doubt it, but you might get them on a bad night. And we're hoping Friday is a bad night for them.
Game 2 pits Texas against UCLA. The Longhorns dealt the Bruins their only loss of the season back in November. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With a Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with a Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii. DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, Wildcats and the Michigan Wolverines coming up on Saturday in the national semifinals. That'll be the second of the finals games. The first will be Illinois and Connecticut. So I did not give you the rest of our BetMGM plays here. So they like Illinois a lot in this one. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to parlay. They actually gave us 2 Illinois plays today. Illinois over Connecticut. That's straight on the money line. What is that right now? That is minus 135.
They're not factoring in a huge factor in this game, DK.
What's that?
Whatever Dan Hurley did, selling his soul to the devil or whatever. Like, I don't know how it works or I don't know what's going on here, but there's some black magic going on with Dan Hurley in March and April, man, because they had no business winning that game versus Duke. And I don't know. Something about that UConn program when it comes to big games like this time of year.
Yeah.
I mean, Illinois has been playing great. And UConn's been a better thought of team all year long. It's just how well Illinois has been playing probably this last month of the year is what they're talking about mostly.
I was hoping we could parlay these, but it's not letting me do a parlay on it, so we'll have to take them separately, it looks like. Okay, so Illinois over Connecticut on the money line at minus 135. Illinois minus 1.5 over Connecticut. I think this was Nick Costos that he said he liked both. He liked Illinois straight in this game. The other thing is Connecticut under 60.5 total points is a play that we're getting from Westwood One Sports. Illinois allows just 0.935 points per possession this season. Teams shoot just 29% from 3 against Illinois. And UConn in the month of March is 157th in effective field goal percentage offense in the month of March. So the play is to take Connecticut under 60.5 points at minus 110 as well. So those are 3 plays that you can chew on as we get closer to the games on Saturday. 520-848-1290 is the number. Let's hear from Paul in Phoenix. You're on DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
60.5 points, so why are they even there?
Right?
What the heck? What the heck are they doing
you
there?
can't score 80. You shouldn't even be in this game, right?
Thank you very much. And I'll tell you right now. I'm going with the over on our game. Okay, but I didn't call for that reason. You know what? Here's the thing. I kind of wish we had more international radio guys. Doing our international show. Can we get some more international flavor from you guys, maybe? I mean, wait, hold on.
They got to get better, and others take our jobs. I mean, come on.
No. But I just had a moment.
They're smart enough not to get into this business.
David, you're from Cleveland. That's pretty doggone far away. So that's considered international. So you're fine. You're good. You're good. What is wrong with people? To me, can we put I hate to break it to these folks, as the NFL, and I hate to bring this up, as the NFL introduces more games overseas, right? Okay, throughout, there will someday be a quarterback from XYZ country who will come in like, where's he from? And the next thing you know, he's 6'5", chiseled, and somebody was able to take him and groom him and say, he's from this country, and he's he's a top 10 NFL quarterback. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, and that's just how things are. People are looking for those diamonds in the rough, and we found one in Yvonne. We've found one in Mo. We've found several in the past, and those guys that's the only reason why we're there playing Saturday night is because of those two kids. Well, of course we're there because of Koa and Braden and Jade. You know what I mean? But if it wasn't for those two guys all working together, they're part of the puzzle. And we have to do it.
The NBA and Major League Baseball are about the same. They're both about 70% American-born.
Yeah. Well, look at the young man last night. I don't even know Jose. Is it Hernandez or Fernandez?
Fernandez.
Jose Fernandez. Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? What a great
He's from
story.
Venezuela.
Yeah.
Venezuela.
What a great story, and that's the type of stuff. And I don't know what he did today as far as his batting, but I'm not sure. But at least the D-backs won; they got the sweep, which is good. So, but
0 for 3. Didn't strike out though.
Okay, that's okay. It's all good. But you know what, guys? It's funny. People, I kind of know where people are coming from, but at the same time, it's like, hey, I'm looking for the best product. And I'm going to leave you with this, okay? All the people and some of my family members who are kind of panicked, like, Tommy, honestly, Tommy's not going anywhere. But if Tommy leaves,
yeah.
What are we going to do? We're going to get torches. We're going to go down to McHale Center.
We're not Arizona without Tommy. I mean, I love Tommy, but come on, folks. I mean,
exactly.
We are Arizona. This is Arizona. Isn't that what we've said ever since I got here?
That's kind of the point, though, Paul. Like I touched on this yesterday, but when two people break out of a long-time relationship, there's generally some bad feelings and sometimes some car keying and some, outrageous acts. However, the other side of that is asking, what's wrong with me? Why not me?
Right.
Why am I not worthy? Right. And I think that's the sentiment you're hearing in a situation like this is the idea of like, what's so great about Chapel Hill? Tucson's great. Arizona basketball is great. So the idea of the potential of a coach leaving Tucson for somewhere else, I think the bigger the sentiment in the fan base is, we're good too. Why not us? And that feeling of inadequacy or whatever, right? And that's just kind of a human nature.
And you know what? Now change direction altogether. Put yourself in the shoes of the folks up here in Tempe. I hope their coach is going to be okay, and I'm sure he is. But he hasn't even had his press conference yet because of a health concern. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Now, don't you think there's people at that school going, "Oh boy, did we make the right decision?" You did, you did for what you needed right then and there. He should give you 7 good years of building that program. But yes, there's
you
got to be
talk about
concern.
Culture, man. That dude's bringing culture day one.
Thank you. He is 25 years. He's talk about stability, and look what he did with St. Mary's teams that had no business being in March Madness, but yet they were in March Madness. They were. So, and I can't say that for the previous coach of Tempe. He didn't take them a lot of times to March Madness. But, guys, David, just so you know, in case you're wondering, yes, I'm pacing. Pacing starts early, folks. It's okay to pace. It's Wednesday.
Pace yourself, bro.
You know what? Well, I'll send you guys a text Saturday and go, didn't sleep well. I'll probably say that to you, but no, it's all good. Hey, bear down, and folks, get out there, and I in a perfect world, let's fill up McHale Saturday night. How about that? Let's fill it up. That'd be fun. And if they've improved the video screens there, it's got to be a great place to watch it. I think they've improved them, haven't they? Have they improved them?
Yeah.
They have? Okay, yeah. See, and now we just got to get, in a perfect world, we would have had the new football screens up, so we could have had it in the football stadium, but they're not up yet. So it's coming. It's coming. The sound system's coming. I know that for almost a fact. How about that? The video board is, that's a whole other story right now. So anyway, you guys bear down. Take care. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Bear down.
Paul in Phoenix, 520-848-1290. JW, you like to throw out the numbers. So I'm gonna throw these out here for you right now. 6-1, 21-5. What do you think I'm talking about there?
6-1, 21-5. I don't know.
North Carolina has won 6 national titles to Arizona's 1.
Sure.
They've been to 21 Final Fours to Arizona's 5.
Yeah.
So anyone that wants to think that Arizona is better than North Carolina, come on now. Come on now. This is sports. Sports is about scoreboards. Now we can take the early years out of that because there's some early years there. We can, if we're just talking about the modern era, like we talked about 86 on.
Yeah.
It's still 4 and 12 or so. Okay, so if again, that's why blue. That's why they came up with the term blue blood. Blue. They're one of them. They got a whole bunch of titles and a whole bunch of Final Fours. All right? That's why that job would be attractive to anybody. They're about to build a new facility, a second new facility. So they would be on their second facility, and we're still on our first. Okay? That's what North Carolina is. So if you think that, again, do we want to be that? Yeah. Would we like to think of ourselves as that? Yeah, but we're not. We're not. Until you can start putting yourself on that scoreboard with where they are, that's a better program. Period.
I mean, the Blue Bloods, if you go and look up the all-time wins in NCAA history, do you know what that list is? It's Kentucky, Kansas, North Carolina, Duke, UCLA.
Right.
In that order.
Yep.
In that order.
Yep.
And they're separated by quite a lot. That's why they're called the Blue Bloods. If those 5 schools are head and shoulders above in NCAA total tournament wins, Final Fours, championships, all of that stuff. However, Arizona is 6th or 7th on those lists as well. So the idea that it's a giant leap, those numbers you put out is because North Carolina, especially under Dean Smith, was a regular staple in the Final Four. I mean, that's why you go down the list of players that are alumni from there, and that'll give you a clue as to why. The question I don't think is all-time program. The question I think is in the NIL transfer portal era, what's a more enticing? I mean, Bill Belichick just unretired after some time to go coach football at North Carolina, did he not? Mm-hmm. That didn't turn out so great. I think the idea of having more money and having more influence and having a bigger this, that, and the other doesn't always necessarily translate into wins. I mean, Mark Pope's not doing so great right now with Kentucky Wildcats. So, yeah, I mean, and there's also tremendous amount of pressure, extra pressure for one of those 5 blue blood schools. So there's a lot of detractions as to why those would be, a job. But it's also not a giant leap is my biggest takeaway between the 2 programs. It's not like going, from Oregon State to Chapel Hill.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We're going to talk to Matt Muehlbach, get his thoughts on Arizona being back in the Final Four, and a whole lot more. Matt, big-time lawyer. Maybe we'll get into some litigation, find out what's going on.
He was on the first Final Four team for Arizona, was he not?
Yeah, I do believe 1988, yeah. That would be his probably sophomore year, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sophomore year here at the university. Maybe 88, 89, maybe freshman. 88, yeah, because he graduated in 91. Unless he redshirted, I don't know that he did. So he might have been a freshman on that team. We'll talk to Matt. Straight ahead. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. With a bad collision that occurred Grant Road west of Oracle, the westbound lanes, westbound Grant Road, west of Oracle, travel there is closed. That is causing heavy backups on westbound Miracle Mile. Approaching and passing Fairview, really heavy backups Speedway and Main Avenue for westbound and southbound travel. Some major backups for travel downtown Broadway Boulevard to the east of Granada. A lot of slowing at Congress and Stone Avenue. Really busy travel Aviation Parkway near 4th Avenue. And for your weather, 56 the low, mostly sunny, 85 tomorrow, 78 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Think It Up. Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
There's only one place to catch Brian Jeffries. the voice of your Arizona Wildcats.
Rivas, turnaround jump hook is good. Gawaka takes away the rebound and slams it home. It's a man's game.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
In the game of life, every point matters, especially when it comes to your loved ones. Score big for your family this March by securing life insurance with SelectQuote. Their team of experienced licensed insurance agents can help you find the right policy at the right price in just minutes. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Whether you need a $100,000 policy or a $10 million policy, SelectQuote can help you score big on affordable coverage. Don't let the clock run out on your chance to protect your family's future.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-760-1010. That's 1-800-760-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-760-1010.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Consistently beating industry benchmarks by over 25% isn't a fluke. It's Cumulus Digital. Smarter marketing with proof. We show you exactly who saw your ad. That kind of precision is why more than 4,000 businesses partner with us every month, whether they need one product or a full digital strategy. Visit cumulusdigital.com today because you're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. That's cumulusdigital.com.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 520-200-1600. That's 520-200-1600.
Annuities, not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Andrew and Amy Dobbins here.
Owners of Intelligent Design Solar, Plumbing, and Air.
At Intelligent Design, we believe in the glory of an intelligent designer.
Did you know you have 60,000 miles of blood vessels in your body? Your aorta is about the size of a garden hose, and the smallest capillaries are 1/10 the size of a human hair. It's an amazing plumbing system designed to feed and nurture every cell in your body, and it can grow and repair itself as needed.
Wow, that's some intelligent design right there.
The plumbing in your house can't repair itself, so when it fails, there's usually a mess.
Ugh, that's not some intelligent design right there.
That means you have to pay attention to little warning signs like dripping faucets, toilets running, slow drains, and running out of hot water too soon. Next time one of those things happens, remember to call Intelligent Design. We'll get it fixed in a heartbeat.
Hey, I see what you did there.
When your house feels like hell and not heaven, call 888-8787.
Call us for plumbing fixes or find us online at iDesignAC.com.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Robinhood. Learn more with Robinhood at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Steelers president Art Rooney expects an answer from quarterback Aaron Rodgers by the start of the NFL draft. Regardless of whether or not Rodgers gives them an answer, the Steelers should find a way to draft Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson. Head coach Mike McCarthy can develop Simpson for a year or two and then get him ready when Rodgers decides to ride off into the sunset, whenever that is. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip deal. Participation may vary.
Save $10 on a pair of Bosch Focus wiper blades. Our professional parts people will even install them for free at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
9 seconds left. Can you believe it? Yes, you can. The Wildcats headed to their 5th Final Four. We'll see you in Indy on Saturday.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to bring you all of the basketball insights from our Arizona insiders. Our Arizona insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
All right, let's talk some Arizona basketball with Matt Muehlbach, Arizona guard, class of 1991, ESPN college basketball analyst. Matt, always appreciate the chance to chat with you. You know, we were talking in the last segment about, obviously, there's a lot going on, Arizona, North Carolina, and what the future of Tommy Lloyd might be, and the two programs and how they rank in college basketball. You all beat North Carolina on your way to that first Final Four for this program in 1988. Now, you guys were the higher seed in that game, but did you feel like you were the favorite because of who North Carolina was going into that game?
Well, hey, DK, thanks for having me on. I definitely felt like we were the favorite. We were playing better than everyone and had really proved it all year long. Although that did not change the narrative that, I mean, we were playing one of the all-time blue bloods, and it wasn't just the blue blood, it was Dean Smith. And as a little kid, when you're growing up, and Dean is obviously not there and not around anymore, but Dean Smith was, I mean, I don't know if he was my favorite coach of all time, but he was one of the top. And, you know, he had such an incredible character and person, and the way he coached his team. He was such a phenomenal coach. You know, he was like invented the four corners, one of the guys that invented it. And just a lot of the stuff Dean Smith did back then, you know, way back then, that people still do today. So we really felt, you know, playing them and what that meant for the program. It wasn't just going to the Final Four, which that was the bigger task, but to do it against Carolina felt like an unbelievable validation.
You mentioned Dean Smith, and I want to go there for a second, because I asked Tommy a question yesterday, just kind of, you know, what it's like for him to compete against some of the giants of the coaching industry today. He faced John Calipari in Arkansas. He's faced Bill Self twice in the last couple of years. I mean, and like you mentioned, I mean, it was so much about, we're playing Carolina, Dean Smith, and I said, you know, to him, I said, we all grow up, and the coaches are as big as the players in college basketball. Yeah, we love the guys that played, but you know, we remember the John Woodens and the Adolph Ruffs and the Lute Olsons and the John Thompsons. I mean, they are such a huge part of what this game is. And I think that's one of the reasons why we're seeing so much hysteria about what the future of Tommy Lloyd might be, because I think if you're a school like Arizona, you want that. You want the recreation of a Lute Olson, who's going to be a guy who's going to stay here for 20, 30 years and make his name at this one university and be that coach that everybody talks about when they think of Arizona. This generation of kids think about Arizona. You want them to think about Tommy Lloyd being that guy.
Yeah, you do. And in college, look, the coaches are bigger than the players, and and then that switches in the next league, right?
Yeah.
Now, it used to be the coaches made a lot more than the players because the players made nothing, but those numbers are getting a little closer now, or maybe even flipping. But in the pros, as we know, the coaches don't make anywhere near what the top guys make. But no, I mean, because the players, the transient nature of college, and even more so today, players coming in and out and, barely being there long enough to even know the jersey number, the coaches are the mainstay. And so you do want to have that foundation. And so, look, Tommy's amazing. I'll tell you what, as a fan, I could go on and on about all the great things with Tommy, but I'll just mention, because I'm in a unique position as an ex-player, a former player, what he's done with the former players and how he's, really involved us and treats us and brings us into the fold. It really is a great feeling. And, a lot of coaches do not do that. And a lot of them, I will say this, I don't think they do it intentionally. I think they're just focused on what they're doing in their team. So I don't really bemoan it, but he goes out of his way to make us feel really good and really be a part of it, and to just connect with us, whether it's a player or Coach Rosborough or you name it. He's phenomenally good at that. And it's one of the reasons everyone here in Tucson, just loves him. You can see the authenticity and the, he's a big time coach, but he's a small town guy that, has no problem just, hanging out with anybody, whether you're the biggest booster in town or just a fan and that doesn't even connect with the U of A other than maybe you watch him on TV. So it's one of the great, things about him. And of course he's winning. That's probably the bigger thing, but he's a phenomenal guy, and I'm hopeful and confident he's gonna be here for a long time.
Matt Muehlbach is our guest. Arizona basketball class of 1991, was on the first Final Four team in 1988. Matt, you mentioned obviously the players and the alums, and I saw you across the way in San Diego, and I believe you were sitting with Judd Bushler and Pete Williams, and Kenny Lofton was there. What's it like when you guys are sitting there with each other watching a game?
Well, credit to at least who I played for, Lute Olson, credit Lute for that. And, the family nature that Lute developed when he was here at the U of A. And I'm sure that was to some degree, the same before we were here. I feel connected to Bob Elliott, even though I didn't play, Bob, we played for different coaches. And Joe Nels and people like that, right? But Lute did a phenomenal job with not only winning, but our family atmosphere and togetherness is something that, I didn't play. Like, there were some other guys there, like Dylan Rigdon was there. I didn't play with Dylan. He was a couple years after me, but I feel like I played with him, and I feel like I roomed with him. Like, that's how good of friends we are, and we're just tight. And like, for me, I went to the Grammys this year with my daughter.
Oh, wow.
and with Harvey Mason, of course, who's the CEO of the Grammys. I was there with my daughter. Judd was there. Kenny was there. Those are the kind of things that I think of Lute, and he would look down on that and just absolutely, have a gigantic smile that see his players, just taking care of each other. Harvey reached out to us and said, I want you guys to be part of this. I want you to see part of this. I'm lucky enough to be involved in it. And we just gravitate to each other. I mean, I've always remember, I remember seeing Damon Stoudemire years after he graduated. I didn't play with him, and he came up to me and he was talking about how much he liked watching me play when he was in high school. And it's just, we all feel really connected because of Lute and because of what we are. And I think, my experience at U of A was probably super similar to a Dylan Rigdon or even a Richard Jefferson or whatever. Like, we went through kind of the same stuff. We kind of know it. And you can look at a guy in the eye and say, yeah, we both did that, and we're both kind of, part of that same system. And so it's pretty special. I'm not sure who's all going out to Indy, but I'm going to head out there, and I can't wait to see who is there and have that same connection.
That's an awesome story to hear that Harvey, provided an opportunity for all of you guys to be present at the Grammys. One of his crowning achievements, obviously, which has been an unbelievable career in the music industry for him. Matt Muehlbach is our guest, Arizona guard, 1991. So describe for me what it was like that moment when you guys clinched that spot in the Final Four. Beat North Carolina, beat Dean Smith. Well, what do you remember about that moment and being and on the court that night and cutting down those nets?
You know, those moments, and I've had a few of them in my life. I remember we won the state title my senior year when I moved from Oakland to Missouri. We won the state title. The Final Four that year. Some of the other big games that we've had. I'll tell you, for me at least, it's odd. I can remember the joy. I can remember the elation. I can remember what it felt like, but I don't remember much else. Like the facts are sort of gone, you know. Like I think we messed Coach's hair up out there on the court. I know we messed it up even more in the locker room. You know, when you're in that kind of a celebratory, like I said, it's elation. You kind of lose all like kind of context of everything, and look. Here's the thing: is we know in sports, the losing hurts so much more than the winning feels good. It just does. It's just the way it is. But I felt I will credit to Tommy and this team because, I mean, the joy that I felt as a fan and a former player just this last Saturday was really, it surprised me almost how much I loved, being happy for them and what they accomplished and knowing what it meant to the city. I was as joyful about that as I've been in a long time for any basketball thing. It was an incredible feeling. It was the 5th Final Four, but for me, it almost felt a little bit like the first time that I went through it. It was that great.
Yeah. Matt, I remember that game quite well. My dad had been a professor in North Carolina for 10 plus years, and he had been a professor of medicine at the U of A for 10 or more years when that 88 matchup. And my biggest memory was Tom Tolbert eating some spinach at halftime and taking J.R. Reed to the hole because Tom Tolbert went crazy in that second half versus the Tar Heels.
He did. He had a couple of those highlights where he didn't know where he was, and he was flipping up shots over his head and sideways and everywhere else, and just, knocking them in, and you could feel the momentum in that second half. I got a little PT at the end, got a couple assists, I think. So it was nice to get out there and play those guys. And, Tolbert was phenomenal. Steve had a great game. Elliott was Elliott, like always in those games. He was unstoppable. But I felt like that team, a lot like this team, it was a true team. You look down our bench, some of the guys I just mentioned, Kenny Lofton off the bench. He should be in the Hall of Fame in baseball. Harvey Mason off the bench. He was a phenomenal college player that, got hurt because of injuries, but what a wonderful athlete. Judd Bushler was the 8th man, not even 8th, because you had Joe Turner, Smiling Joe Turner, was probably the 7th, was the 8th man. Judd was the 9th man on the team and played 14 years in the NBA. Sean Rooks was a red shirt on that team and played 13 years in the NBA. I was way down there as well. Mark Georgeson, the 7th. I mean, and it was a team. It really was a team that everybody played for each other. There were, those were the old, if they kept track of hockey assists in basketball, everybody would have had a lot of hockey assists because we gave up a lot of good shots for better shots, and we were a phenomenal offensive team with Steve's shooting, Sean Elliott's ability, and all the unselfishness. It just reminds me a lot of this team. I think this team probably even better. It's just bigger, stronger, better. Kind of the years have gone by like that, and I think there's a really good argument it's the best team of all time.
Matt, safe travels to Indianapolis. We'll see you at the Final Four.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Matt Muehlbach, class of 1991. All right, that's going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to Matt Muehlbach, J.W. Madden as well. Cricket in the house today. As always, most of all, thanks to you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Indianapolis. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collisions Irvington and Campbell, Benson Highway in Palo Verde, Grant west of Oracle, westbound Grant west of Oracle closed. That's causing a lot of backups westbound Miracle Mile approaching and passing Fairview. More slowing Speedway and Main, southbound and westbound. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Burger King. Burger King has been working on the Whopper, and thanks to you, it's never tasted better. Flame grilled beef, crisp produce, and a perfectly toasted bun. Whether it's been weeks or years, come try the Whopper again for only $3.99 on Whopper Wednesday. Terms apply. Visit bk.com/terms.
The jungle has moved to afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Do you need your home repiped? Having trouble with your water heater? Leaking toilet? Have you ever thought about an instant recorded seweroscopy? Then call Economy Plumbing Service at 885-3510. Because if water goes through it or to it, we do it. Economy Plumbing, 885-3510.
Psst! Hey Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were a million miles away. I've been reading this book. How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fussy-Pants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling? AlaskanAC.com. Schedule now.
Ready to celebrate? Hop into Easter festivities with everything you need at Target. First, get ready for your special occasion with 25% off stylish looks. With spring vibes, vibrant colors, and fresh florals, you'll find outfits that match everyone's style. Then, fill up their baskets with endless joy. From select Easter plushies to fun toys they'll love at 20% off. Don't miss out. Make this Easter unforgettable at Target.
Who says vaping is safer than cigarettes? Science does not support that belief. Vapes can contain a variety of chemicals, flavoring agents, cancer-causing elements, and other harmful substances. High levels of nicotine in some vapes can be more likely to lead to addiction, and chemical ingredients are not always listed accurately on vaping packages. Vaping can also damage your DNA, your heart, your lungs, and even your smile. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
Sponsored by Underwriters Laboratories. A family office is a team built to handle